good. It's like, please.
Playing a spellcaster character as your first character.
Playing a prepared spellcaster.
Yeah, not a divine spellcaster, but a prepared
And
one.
a divine prepared, because at least when
So,
the wizard,
yeah.
you're still like limited.
Spell
to
book.
Yeah.
So it's their entire spell list.
Every day you have to look through your entire spell list.
Yeah, I managed to talk them out of getting an animal companion, so I didn't learn that entire thing as well. But in the end, traits and feats just scared him away.
Unlucky.
Kinda, yeah. Like, that's kind of what I expect, but, you know, they went and got the fucking core rulebook. I think I started reading through it. I thought they would have, you know, seen feats, at least the core feats, and just been like, oh, okay then.
The CRB doesn't have that many feats.
No, it
it's
doesn't.
still a lot, but...
Yeah, most of them are still, like, the generally useful ones, like toughness, spell focus, weapon focus, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're generic, but they work.
Could also just be social anxiety, something like that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't begrudge them for all of this. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is just
I definitely get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not recommend a druid as your first class ever, though.
My first class ever was Paladin, which wasn't that bad at all. Just Divine Smite.
Mine was Gunslinger, I think.
Well, so you're trying to get a repeat then?
Nah. But
I don't know what my first Pathfinder character was. I remember my first 3-5 character was a rogue.
I'm talking about my first just role-playing
Oh.
character. That was in 5e. This is my first time playing Pathfinder, though. First
my
edition.
first...
Yeah.
Oh, God. I think
First
my first
RP
character
would have been second ed for me, so I don't even remember.
Too old.
My
You played Elf.
first was
That
a-
was your fucking class.
Pretty
My
much.
first was a 5e, and I think it was... they had just come out with the wizard thing where you, like... What was it called? The Blade Song or something? Where you
Blade
get
Singer
Intelligence.
Wizard?
Yeah, you get intelligence to AC.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, my first one, actually, I got reprimanded for it, was a Vitalist in Pathfinder. Vitalist is a third-party class from, like, harkening back to 3.5 kinds of things. Because I wanted to play a healer, so I could learn the game from the back line. Naturally, I went full healer, and because I didn't need touch range spells because of the way this weird thing worked, and basically I equipped full plate and a tower shield, being proficient in neither of them. So I had a negative 14 bonus to AC.
There you go.
That's how you know you're going last in a combat. And then I cast Summon Monster in turns when I didn't need to heal people, and healed people when I did. That was it.
Yeah.
Good times.
I say I was a gunslinger, but we died at level 2. So, I don't know if that counts.
Good question.
That's going to be my
This is
experience of first character in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Gunslinger,
Yeah.
diet level, especially since I don't even have a
Don't
gun.
have a gun.
It was
Right.
so funny because, well, for one thing, every fight that we got into, I ended up misfiring like the first shot every single time.
Oh god.
But then we were doing like a desert expedition thing. We rolled on the encounter table and we rolled a 100 on the percentile die,
Nice.
which our DM had
Nice.
made a custom encounter, and unfortunately 99 and 100 was the nearby blue dragon flew over you and turned all of your water into sand.
Yeah.
So we died of thirst. We were just
Yeah.
like, well,
Dang.
Hey.
Just foreshadowing
Yeah.
for random encounter tables in this campaign.
Hey, congratulations! Guess what? You've entered the campaign that has the random encounter table. I'm not even joking about
That's what
that.
I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Like the other campaign.
This is foreshadowing.
Yeah, like it's like relatively peaceful lands. Yeah, there's monsters around, but if you follow the path, you're fine. In this campaign, you're in active hostile territory. Good luck trying to walk around without fucking dying.
question. Are we doing XP system? No, right?
No, we're doing ding.
You're just giving us levels.
Yeah, unless people really want to do XP, in which case we can.
No. I don't want to do XP.
Alright, you don't get experience for killing the CR 1/3 hobgoblins then?
No, I just hate keeping track of XP.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
the worst.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. I'm
Also-
so lazy when it comes to that.
One of the things that always my peeves in any sort of party-based video game, tabletop, anything, are when people start getting levels at different times.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Like-
god. No, legitimately, like in any game where I have multiple characters and they level up separately, I do not switch characters throughout the whole game. I just use the starter ones just because I hate having to re-level
Like-
something.
Biggest example is in the Wrath of the Righteous, right? The new Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been
Yeah.
playing that the past 2 days
I-
as well.
Turn on the party shares XP because
Yeah. Of course.
But also, if I ever wanted to recruit mercenaries, I have to wait until right when I
Yeah.
level up.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
god.
mercenaries start at the minimum XP for that level. So
Yeah,
if
but
you're
they
halfway
cost
to the
more
next
based on
level.
Okay, I got the Sword of Valor right, and then I restarted with like a good because I want to play with like a better understanding. Start off with it.
Yeah.
But in that campaign where I got the Sword of Valor, I was about to level up to level 11, and like I had the plus sign in the bottom right, like for my character, which is what you click on to level up.
Yeah.
And I bought a mercenary, not remembering because I played Kingmaker, so I knew how the mercenary worked,
System
right?
worked, yeah.
But I bought a mercenary, and it was just a whole level under my whole party, and I was pissed because it was a crusader, and
Yeah.
I just really wanted to do the mount system, like well.
Yeah. I'm glad they put that back in. Like it wasn't in Kingmaker, and like, I mean, it's nowhere near as complicated as regular Pathfinder, which I am thankful for.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a very popular game. Or,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the playthroughs I wanted to do, I like doing themed playthroughs, was going into the Aeon and just having a squad of Hell Knights. Basically, everyone has different base classes,
Yeah.
but goes into one of the Hell Knights prestige classes.
Yep.
And so
Beautiful.
I got to the tavern at the beginning, and as soon as I got it just enough to hit level 3, I cheated myself a bunch of money and bought a bunch of mercenaries.
Wow.
Just like,
Fair enough.
Nice.
well, I didn't feel like saving up a bunch of money and getting a bunch of bonuses.
Yeah,
throughout the day.
I was gonna say I was thinking of doing that. Like I always want mercenaries, but I also want to play the story of like the characters. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's hard to insert the mercenaries into your
Wrath of
party.
the Righteous has such good characters.
Oh
I
my
like all
god,
of
the
them.
story is great. Ugh.
Don't spoil too much.
Definitely
I,
not.
I haven't gotten past Dresden as of yet.
Really?
Yeah, I've been very
You're in
sorry.
for a lot of fun.
Oh
You're
yeah,
in for
I've
a
been
lot of
doing
fun.
a Twitch playthrough of it. Basically, I mean, I know one's watching, but you know, throw it out there.
Yeah. You're streaming.
And I was just doing the gargoyle fight, and oh my god, I should not be playing on core. Jesus Christ, the stringy Damodant. Fucking hell.
Do not play with like normal crit damage on your characters.
Excuse you, I only exist on core difficulty. Fuck off.
Literally, yeah, like, I don't know if I do exactly core difficulty, but every time I can go, like, player, damage to party, 1. Crits, 1. Stat bonuses, none. Or, like, stat adjustments, none. I, like, make it.
Yeah, one thing that really stands out to me on core difficulty is there is more enemies than usual. It's like, shouldn't it be standard? But okay,
I think
whatever.
that's why I don't do core difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there's one thing I have to say
Yeah,
about
go
the
ahead.
cathedral area. I don't drop down when I first go through it. I literally just wind up the mountain, do the thing at the top, camp, and then come back to do the stuff at the bottom.
Oh.
Because of that stringy
I have to do every single encounter. I cannot miss a single part.
Exactly, that's the strategy. Never.
If there is a part of the area that is unexplored, I will come back after I finish the quest, just to do it.
At least they let you camp. Back in the beta, when you tried to camp in that area, it was the giant campsite. So you had like 2 places on the whole map that you could actually camp.
Nice. Get fucked.
Now it's the little tiny circle of sleeping bags.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that means you haven't met best character.
Probably not.
The one you meet in Dresden.
Oh, okay. I know some things about the actual story because of the campaign module, but I haven't, actually played through it. So, like I said, leave myself mostly blind for it. It's interesting to play through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last thing I want to say about it is I like it a lot more than Kingmaker because there's no time. Like things.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And like the kingdom management in Kingmaker, it was the worst because you're in the middle of a quest and it's just like your kingdom is about to be destroyed.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh my god. And it was, you rolled for all that stuff, like it was partially like you had a percentage chance, which I felt like wasn't right because I always got unlucky on it when it was 80%.
Yeah.
It was like some XCOM crap.
Yeah, exactly. You have a. Do you know how necessary that goddamn mythic ability? Because I saw it there. I want to take it so bad. Always a chance. I want to take that ability so fucking badly. Because the amount of times I can only miss on once, it happens.
I would take it, but then I look and I'm like, things get like 30 and 40 AC later, so it's like, if I roll a 1, that's still only like a 30 to attack. That might not actually do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not good against high levels. It just saves you against fodder, because I'm so sick of missing fodder.
You can run through fodder with like not on turn-based mode, unless you actually. Anyways, you never use turn-based mode on fodder. What am I talking about?
Oh, I do. I'm lazy. I don't feel like hitting the button and switching constantly.
Oh no, that's horrible because you just gotta press T. Yeah, that's one thing that pissed me off in Kingmaker because I played it on turn-based when it wasn't an actual thing.
Yeah, back when it was just.
I did the mod. Yeah. And I couldn't really turn that on and off mid-campaign very easily, so it took me so long to do everything. It was the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I played most of the game on turn-based. At this point, I kind of speed through Act 1 in real time, just because I played it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that currently. I just got out of the underground area. I picked, what's her name's path? Not Lynn,
Wendigo.
Wendigo for the cultist area.
Yeah.
But at the end, I was just like, her points are so stupid. I just can't feel. I just can't feel good about picking this.
To betray me.
This is the dumbest thing in existence.
The way I built Wendigo is hilarious because I'm just like, I looked at fighter for her and I was like. So literally she's fighter 1 and the rest of it is slayer. I have a 2-weapon fighting. Yeah. I have a 2-weapon fighting with thrown weapons because you can do that.
Yeah, it's
a 2-weapon fight and rapid shot, and you get mythics to negate the attack attacks.
Because normally
then she sneak attacks. So she just.
Yeah, normally in regular Pathfinder, you don't automatically have fucking returning weapons. You throw a javelin at someone. Yeah. The javelin's over there now. You can't just spontaneously appear back in your hand.
Yeah,
that's dumb. We're playing Kingmaker rules.
Right yeah.
I think she has Finian too. I gave her Finian.
Oh yeah,
that's my demon character, so I have my claws, so I don't really need Finian.
Sorry, H-Ear. We're talking. We're like really into this game.
Which we shouldn't do that. We should get to regular D&D. But go ahead.
While you guys were talking about While you guys were talking about that, I actually remembered my first character, and I think you guys will enjoy this.
Oh, please go ahead.
In second ed, we had this thing called death by farming.
Yeah,
so my first character actually died before he started.
Look, man, life gets too hard. You pick the simple life. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
Everyone should take levels in Commoner. You can take 3 levels in Commoner. No problem at all.
Okay, I'm getting 1,000 levels in Commoner.
Alright, no. You only get 1 free level in Commoner.
Oh, okay. Just so I can't get any level 20 things. Okay.
Exactly.
How much do I need to bribe the DM in order to get a level in Adept instead?
Ooh, that's a good question. 1 level adept? That'll be a little bit of money.
I never really multi-class. I just like
Do
I just
not
don't feel
multi-class
confident
into
enough to
any
do
of
that.
those things. Don't worry.
No. I'm just talking about in general. But the only time I would ever multi-class is if like if something in the campaign, like something really important happens to Rusty, that like makes sense to multi-class into another thing.
Have just characters, but we can only take NPC classes as our second class.
Why would you do this to yourself? Literally everyone's going to take Adept. There's no other good one to Gestalt at all.
I'm being a noble.
Alright, you take
every time.
You take your 1 level dip to the noble so you can get your armor proficiency, so then you never do it again.
Yep.
At least with Warrior, you get the +1 BAB.
Yeah, at least with Warrior, it's like playing a fighter without feats.
Damn.
So, there's that.
Wow.
Yeah, don't take NPC classes. They are hot garbage. For reference, these guards were Warrior 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does.
One thing I find interesting, so Kitsune is the only race where a favored class option for commoner classes.
Yep,
because Kitsune says that its favorite class is for any.
Yep.
So
it's a great favorite class for us as well. The magical tail.
1/6 of a
magical
tail or
tail.
something.
Yeah,
something. It's a fraction. I forget how much.
If you
1 out of
take,
6.
Yeah, if you take that and you play your cards right, you can have all 9 tails by level 6.
Yeah.
Please note you have no other feats and you're a terrible character, but you can cast Dominate Person at level 6.
I wouldn't be that bad on like certain characters, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, in certain areas as well.
Not that bad.
It's just it's Dominate Person.
Depending on the campaign, that could be like potential.
Oh yeah, it's really fun. It's just really dumb.
Yeah, it's not a smart thing to do in general, but
it's a great idea anyway.
Of course.
It's like, what is it? The half elf. A friend of mine did this on like 2 different paladins, but half elf paladin favorite class option is you get 1 foot radius on your auras.
Yep.
So he just had 20-30 foot radius auras.
Why not, man? Just to flex on people.
It really, it's just like, oh, the dragon used Fightful Presence. Oh, look, everyone is vaguely near me.
Yeah, they're fine. Don't worry about it. Alrighty. So, unless anyone wants to make a last points / shoot the ship, we can get into it. Alrighty. That's my book. Okay. The ambience is nice and quiet, just there in the background. Ignore the planes in my distance. Alrighty. So, last we left off, there had been a mysterious attack upon the prison by otherworldly creatures. Hobgoblins were unnaturally afraid of whatever was going on, as they seemed to be slaughtered all throughout the prison. The party managed to come across some allies along the way who may be able to help them, and as well as traps and enemies. The goblins here seemed fearful, but they still took their stand in this room. So the party is now at least moderately equipped, able to stand against what might come.
I don't think we ever actually equipped the stuff. Oh, we did. I got a crossbow. I'm done.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of stuff left over in the loot sheet too.
Yes.
Okay, let me look at that. See if there's any light armor I could take.
Yeah, we have a bunch of studded leather.
That's light armor, right?
It is light armor, yeah.
Okay, then, yeah, Rusty will get studded leather.
Yeah, it's plus 3 AC, max dex of 5, and a -1 armor check penalty.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they do not have masterwork gear. Shocking.
Or strangely enough, simple weapons.
Yeah, that'd be convenient, wouldn't it? Now, what?
I got my vice. I'm good to go.
Yeah, you got your vice. You're just whacking people over the head with a blunt object. It works.
And I have a lantern now.
Actually see in this goddamn dungeon.
I can see. I can fight.
Oh my god. Are there any other lanterns around, like with oil in them?
There is another lantern on the right hand side, though the amount of oil that's in these things won't be sufficient for too much. But, you know, if you want to light like a 5-foot square on fire, that'd probably work.
Also, I'm taking it in case he runs out of oil in his.
Ah, very fair. Yeah, it seems like these things will burn for a good while.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, if we go into a dark area in the future, we need stuff.
Yeah, never hand to hold on to it. You can write that down in the loot if you want.
Okay.
The other party is well accustomed to the fact that I like to use dynamic lighting in dark places, and it is a pain in the ass.
I switched the studded leather down to 5. And
Alrighty. So yes, most of the NPCs don't have any weapons, but they are around. Flavio, however, is happy to aid people, beating everyone down with, what did he end up getting? I have to check this now, sorry. Oh, he still didn't have a weapon, right.
can we give him the war pick?
I think you can. I'm pretty sure a war pick is martial.
Yeah, I think it is too. Okay, so
Alright.
unless one of you two want to use the war pick, I don't remember if you guys got all your stuff you wanted.
Receive the same penalty as that I currently have with my vice, so I'll stick with the vice. Let someone else who can actually use it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I don't have martial weapon proficiency. Yay!
You have unarmed weapon proficiency. That's what really matters. Not actual unarmed weapon proficiency, but
When I will gladly hit people with my hands once I get my mutagen and those hands become claws.
exactly.
Yeah, which you're totally gonna get in this prison.
He might. It's
Yeah, there are
possible.
goblin alchemists.
Yeah. Alchemy is the only form of arcane magic that is practiced within the Hob Empire. That's
Okay, so
relatively-
I can take the war pick out of the loot. Right?
Yeah, he'll take that gladly, and
yeah.
thank you for it.
Rusty tips his imaginary fedora to him.
Beautiful. Alrighty. So, I believe the point that we were discussing at the end of the last session was where you were planning on heading after this.
Yes, there's this place down here that's another portcullis, right?
It is, but
Okay.
they seem to be easily openable for the time being. Well, a lot of the traps and alarms have gone off. The portcullis have been left unmanned, and simple levers can bring them up easily enough.
And then there's down here, which I don't have a lot of vision for, but
Yeah.
looks like it goes off to some direction.
Yeah, some direction. I personally want to take the south way. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where I'm wanting to go.
For some reason, I have vision of a couple of beds over here and nothing else around there.
Wait,
Oh, as do I.
where?
I do too.
Way
Right
off,
here.
like, to the middle.
Oh, that is.
Might have just been some weird dynamic lighting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's up
definitely.
with that. You know what?
It doesn't spoil anything. It's just,
Oh yeah, there's nothing there, but it's just like that's very strange. There we go. Should be gone now.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Now you can't see
Alright.
all the things happening in that specific area.
no.
Could be anything.
Okay, Rusty's gonna
Alright.
start sneaking. And inspecting the area that he's sneaking for traps and stuff like that. Stealth and perception, right?
Yes, please. Alright, Rusty, you know that this hallway that you've just been through probably isn't trapped because you've just walked through it.
Yeah.
And we'll just organize this slot.
Oh, that's
Do
so
I
crazy.
see any?
Oh, you're generating light. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just the dynamic lighting is weird.
Oh yeah, it'll be thrown off because he's doing things on there as well. Alright.
I like hang back because I have a
Oh, yeah,
light.
okay. So, Rusty, as you're walking around investigating the area, you can't really see too much beyond the cells down to the south. You think you hear the faint sounds of chatter, but it seems to just be wails of misery and agony.
Oh, I can hear people down there?
Yes, but you do know that most of the prisoners have been left unharmed thus far. The creatures that have attacked this place, which Wallish told you were called Howlers, they have attacked what they've been able to reach immediately, which has been most of the guards. Although you have seen a few cells broken into and its occupants mauled or eaten.
Okay. Do I see any way to open this? Just asking.
Oh, it's just a lever-operated portcullis, so with a flip
There's a
of...
lever.
Yeah, you pull the lever and then you can lift it up with relative ease, on the basis you have someone who has a strength score that isn't negative.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Rusty comes back, tells everybody what he saw, and asks, "What do you guys think we should do?"
Seems like we should probably clear out that south part you were just looking at first, and then head back through the main area. Don't want to be surprised by something coming from behind us. We were unconscious when we were brought here, right? So we don't really have any memory of this place.
Yeah, you don't remember any of the layout of this place, but anything you do recall, you don't remember this is like the main entry in. You're pretty sure you heard the movements of an, was it Oubliette? Something along those lines. French. Which is basically a elevator-based trap door which goes into a prison.
Can Rusty see if he remembers, like, ever hearing any rumors while he was here about someplace where an inquisitor did experiments, like a prison of some sort. Have you heard any rumors of that?
Alright, give me
try to
a
recall.
straight intelligence check or a knowledge history. Up to you. If you go for knowledge history and you are not trained in it, you cannot get higher than a 10, as it is a trained-only skill. Alrighty. So, you think back to a lot of the things you've heard within your life. In the Hob Empire, there is a great deal of prisons meant not exactly to hold, well, prisoners, those who have broken the law, more that they are slave holding places. They are used to break people. And finding inquisitors in such places, using them to torture individuals, is a tragically common occurrence. Based on where you were, though, where you can last recall, you'd probably be in a place called Chocks. It is a common area used primarily as a place to train or break future slaves. You know that by the size of this, there's probably a few more of these facilities somewhere nearby, if that is true. But what you do remember about most of these kinds of prisons is that there's always two entrances. One is far more heavily guarded than the other, as it is easier to enter and exit from. It's basically the point that stops the riotous prisoners should they ever escape.
Okay. I, of course, tell everybody
Yes.
what I know. And then I ask them, I think we should capture at least one of the guards that, if we ever find some, and ask him where the second entrance is.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Alright.
Can I get some help with this, door thingy?
Yeah, I guess
Well,
we
strength
lift
check?
it.
Yes, please.
Alright.
Alright. Cudgel, Sigvard, together you're able to lift it up pretty easily and hold it in place. Now for people to move past.
Okay. Not going to move too far up without
Yeah.
other people. Yeah.
Everybody moves in, nice and easily.
Yeah, let's just keep our distance behind.
Rusty's still searching the area, see if he sees any traps, anything hidden. And he's sneaking.
Mm.
Do you want me to roll a new
Yeah,
check or
please roll a
something?
new one.
Sorry.
No, you're all good.
I say sorry for stupid or no reason a lot.
Do not worry.
Ooh,
There you go.
you are.
Sneaky boy.
Sneaky.
Rusty disappears before very
Yes.
He
Twice this has happened.
hides in the darkness of this dungeon.
He pulled a Batman.
Yes, Rusty, you're sneaking about, and you notice, once again, I apologize, in order to avoid overloading this map, these cells are actually filled to the brim with prisoners. They are, you can see they're tragically stuffed in together. Inside this cell, there is at least 20 people.
Forgot to reroll my perception check. I'm just putting that.
No, you're okay. That's a very easy thing to see. Don't worry.
No, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Emotion. That's clear. like some special forces kind of person would do.
Or what Rusty believes a special forces kind of
Yes,
person
yes.
would do.
He doesn't know really what special forces is, but he just has a notion in his mind to do that motion. And he thinks he's really cool for it.
Yeah. Coach, are you looking over at the prisoners?
No, I was using sense motive for comic relief if I didn't understand his his hand signals.
Yes. As you guys walk past them, you can recognize the faces before you, not as individuals, but as broken souls. These people are malnourished, bleeding and beaten, and they look at you with glazed eyes. They don't even try and protest for their freedom. They just stand there and stare.
She checks if there's any like levers or anything, or if any of his keys open up this door.
You guys took the keys from some of the guards up north, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
I think
unlock
we have 2 key rings at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like one of them can slot in and open it.
He looks to the party to see if they're...
Yes.
Okay.
I think we should.
Yeah. So he opens it and just leaves it open. Doesn't try to say anything to them. He just opens and leaves them to do what they want.
Yeah, they don't seem to move or anything. Just stand there. Almost like they're waiting.
Rusty being a former, so I keep on forgetting the name, Gav, or Nooper, has seen this kind of person many times. He's learned just generally to not waste too much time on them. So he just goes past.
Alrighty. Flavio looks on with definite sadness in his eyes, but continues on forwards.
Cadrell actually would like to make a mini speech to them, mostly along the lines of like, you know, we've let you out, but you know, freedom is only yours if you like accept it. So you'll have to rally and take back your lives. But we can't wait for you. So either come with us or, you know.
Alright, give me a diplomacy check. Alrighty. You look over the people, and in amongst them, it seems one of them stuck at the back kind of hears your words, gets up, and brushes himself off a bit. He pushes past the unfeeling crowds of people. Thank you, brother. You are a member of the Crusade. I take it.
Do I recognize him?
He looks like... You don't seem to recognize this man, no.
No.
We will not fall here.
Yes, correct.
You have a strong will.
My character is high in charisma. Sadly, I am not.
It's
so.
okay. Just play. Just roll with it. Just go with whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely fine.
Yes. He walks over to you. You have a strong will, brother. I I'll do what I can.
You as well to survive such torment.
It has only been a few months. I hope I could last that long. But if you free the other people here, I will rally them as much as I can. I do not imagine many will follow, but if you need a distraction or some aid upon the surface, we will help you.
I appreciate your dedication. We're going to attempt to clear a path and make our escape.
Very well. Best of luck, brother.
And you as well.
He begins trying to corral a few of the people in here, snap them out of whatever's going on. Alright, so, while he's doing that, what is everyone else going to do?
I'm just gonna wait for him to be done talking to do anything, and then I'll just continue. And I'll unlock this one down here too.
Alright. It's a very similar situation to before. Alright. And we'll move on as we go along. We can keep going unless we want to do anything else at the cells.
Good to go.
I'm good.
Alright.
As well.
Rusty, you keep moving through, and I assume you unlock the next one as well?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Everyone follows behind. But as you unlock the next one, you can see in the distance the massacred corpse of another Hobgoblin Guard. Can you give me a perception check as you're looking over it?
Of course. Ooh, that's good.
You see the bits of the body that remain are covered in quills, just like those you've seen before. And for a moment you think you can hear the distant sounds of chewing, splattering blood, corpses being thrown about against the ground.
Rusty comes back here and tells everyone that he has heard a what are they called again? Sorry.
Howler. Yes.
Howler. Okay.
Don't get impaled. Just a general tip.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we double back the other way?
We're probably gonna find more of these the further the closer we get to escaping. So
I think we should go for it.
Might as well get some experience fighting them before we're forced to.
Very well.
Not a bad plan.
Very well. I shall aid you in this endeavor. Just like I was saying, don't get impaled. You have all the weapons on you right now, and I would rather not be left defenseless. Just personal preferences, you understand?
Of course.
Alrighty. So, Rusty, would you like to attempt to follow the sound?
Actually, I will suggest that other people go ahead of me.
Very fair.
Alright.
But I will definitely direct people towards where I heard the sounds coming from. Ms. What's... Flavio? Flavio. Damn it. I tried to just do off of my memory. Flavio.
How could you forget Flavio Alphas, the orc?
He's a full orc, not a half orc.
He is a full orc.
Oh.
If you want to give me knowledge geography checks.
Just do it, generally. I'm untrained in it, though.
That's fine. Based on his disposition and the fact that he isn't, evil by his very nature, as Cudgel has indicated, probably means he's from Chagroth, which is a swampy country off to the eastern side of the continent.
Yeah. The lizard men.
The lizard men are there as well,
Place.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So which direction am I hearing the sounds coming from? Here? Here?
You're pretty sure it's up here somewhere.
Okay. I tell them that.
Yep. Suppose we keep inching forward.
Is there anything in these cells?
More people just staring blankly, miserably. But as you approach further, you can see blood over by the cell here, dripping out, oozing forth. And you can hear muffled sounds of pain and the devouring of flesh.
I'll silently point that out to everybody. Although, it seems like everybody saw it, so... But still. Is the gate here closed?
No, it has been burst open. No one has unlocked this. This has been torn through and destroyed.
Before we move forward anymore, I'm going to... Let's see, 1 minute, that's enough time. Crap. What's your name? Sigvat.
Yes.
I'm going to cast Battle Mind on you. And by cast, I mean activate one of my blessings.
You
Okay.
pat him on the shoulder.
So it's not gonna
this
do anything until we're in combat, I guess, because it's per round. But at the start of each round, you can choose between +10 base land speed, +1 dodge to AC, or +1 insight to attack rolls.
Oh, you could take this. You could use this out of combat, so you could give people +10 land speed for a whole minute.
Yeah, it's just like you have to choose at the beginning of a round, and we don't really have rounds. But yeah, I imagine it carries over in whatever.
Yeah, you could just out of combat. You could just pick the same thing over and over and just get the 10 feet speed.
Yep. All right, and then right after I do that,
charge forward.
shuffle around the corner.
Alrighty. You guys move into position, and the beast turns its head, stares at you, and snaps its jaws with some kind of horrific grin on its face. Can I get a roll for initiative?
Great. Our first fight with weapons. of some sort.
Speak for yourself.
I realized, and so
The party's like 50% equipped right now. Oh boy!
Natural 20.
Unfortunately, that was not Flavio's initiative. It would have been very kind if it was. Speaking of Flavio, he also rolled pretty good though. Some hot dice tonight, apparently. Good luck, guys. Alrighty. The creature looks over you. You can see here that it's still somewhat wounded from attacking the guards and perhaps the prisoners here. All of those in this place seem to be dead or cowering in the corner. Turns to you, and you remember hearing this before, Sigvard. That horrible screech.
Oh wow.
Can everyone give me a will save, please? Oh boy!
Excellent. Ah.
Oh boy!
Double nat ones on will
tonight,
save.
boys.
Oh, phew.
Huh. Alright, Paladin saves? Hold on, alright, Paladin saves.
I haven't gotten to.
Alright.
Wow.
Alright, good start tonight, guys! Oh, God.
So guys, I was thinking about sorcerers. I don't know, some bloodlines and...
Alrighty. So, this terrible screech rings in your mind over and over, pervading a terrible echo. And it just keeps grating. You feel your mind slipping. Everyone takes 1 wisdom damage. And please note that you have the Howler's Curse upon you.
Even me?
Okay.
Sorry, everyone who failed. Rusty, you're fine.
Okay.
I can't cast my first level spells anymore.
Phew.
Oh no! I forgot! You have a wisdom of 11 exactly.
Yep.
Well, you
That
couldn't
was
cast
deliberate.
Restoration anyway, so there's that.
Yeah.
And you said Howler's Curse, huh?
Yes. Howler's Howl is technically what it's called, but Howler's Curse is more accurate, realistically. It doesn't matter because literally everyone else rolled a 1, but this is Sonic and Mind Affecting for the case of bonuses. Alrighty, and that is its turn. Who's up next? Flavio. He will enjoy the benefits of wearing light armor for once in his goddamn life. Run over and swing at it with his pick. And he has that to hit. Alright. Flavio swings down and strikes at the creature. That might have been the wrong damage, excuse me. No, it's not damage, cool. He doesn't have a shield at the moment. The benefits. Alright, he swings down upon the creature's head.
Wait, he doesn't have a shield? I thought we had a bunch of shields.
I don't think, does he have a shield? He does, he has a light wooden shield, thank you. He takes 1 less damage.
Okay.
It's fine.
Phew. I was worried about that.
Alright. He swings his pick down, striking the creature across the head, leaving a terrible wound, but Flavio pulls his arms back, and spikes have been embedded in him. Alrighty. He takes that. Cool. That is his turn. Sigvard, this is yours.
Alright. This is probably gonna end badly. I'll pick the +1 to attack. And then... whatever. Couldn't probably, yeah, I can make it.
Oh, if you want to just do that, it's right click while holding it down.
Ah.
Yes. Very good for
I'm
planning
gonna
outcomes.
go like here. There you go. And then I'm gonna try and hit it.
Alright, so how are you trying to get there? You're just walking through the busted open part of the cell?
Oh, is that right where he is?
Well,
Fabio is?
yeah, you can walk through his square, but if you want to go up to there...
Oh, I'll just go here then.
Yeah, it's just about provoking avos and whatnot. Just keeping you guys aware of that.
Yeah. Alright. And then I will try and hit it.
Alrighty, go ahead.
+1, so 11.
Unfortunately, you miss. You try and strike at it, but at the last second you pull your hands back, trying to avoid the terrible quills poking out from this creature.
Alright, that's my turn.
Alrighty, Rusty, you have a ranged weapon now.
Okay, he will take a power shot at this guy, which is -1 to attack roll and +2 to damage.
Yep. Alrighty.
So, 15 for 4.
Alrighty. You shoot at the creature, and it takes the blow to its side. Its thick hide negating most of the power behind your strike, but still leaving it bleeding and wounded. Alright. Cudgel, it is yours.
5 foot in. And let's take an attack. 13 to hit.
You swing, but you're unable to get past the thick quills that protect its body. A few breaking off from the strike, but leaving the creature relatively unharmed. In response, it lashes out, trying to strike at everyone nearby. It will go ahead and attack the person who heard it. And then it will it'll lower its body and try and impale itself upon you, Sigvard, trying to get you tangled up in its various quills.
Is it narrating its own movements?
Yes, exactly, you're welcome. Also because it rolled high and hit both of them. On the basis that a 19 hits Sigvard.
What was that?
19 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, I figured.
You don't use that on our campaign.
What?
That's not fair.
What don't I use?
You don't use the weird voice thing on our campaign.
Yes, I do. Oh, wait. It was still on? Oh, God. I am so sorry. Why did no one mention that?
I thought it was
That's what I was saying.
intentional.
It sounded
It
like
was
he
not.
narrating his own actions.
Oh, because I hit D8. Oh, my God, that's why. Sorry, the keybind is an 8 for that specific thing.
I was so confused.
Oh, so I was wondering why you said that. It was just like, no, just describe the attacks. I normally do that, don't I?
You only do like your own voices, which are also pretty good, but
Oh, thank
I don't think you've ever used anything to change your voice like that.
No, I have on a couple occasions. I use it for the demonic and like otherworldly things because that's what it The voice mod isn't too great at anything else. Like, it makes it really weird and terrible. That's my opinion. But anyway. Back to this. Yes, please let me know if I accidentally leave that button on.
Okay, next time.
Yes. Anyway. Sigvard, you take, let me see, that much damage. And can you give me a reflex saving throw?
Sure.
Oof. Alright, the creature charges at you and spikes you, and it pulls itself back, and a few quills are left still in your body, causing you terrible pain. You are sickened. And that is its turn.
How much damage did I take?
You took 5 points of damage. Piercing, if it's relevant. Alright. Flavio attempts to swing once more and rolls well. And it is that much. Yep. God, I hate pickaxes. Alrighty. He swings at the creature. And he's jabbed with more spikes.
Makes sense.
And he gets more impaled in himself. Woo. Alrighty. He's not looking too good. But Miva is the enemy. Sigvard, it is your turn.
I am going to, I guess, try to hit it again. But this time I'm going to pick the AC bonus.
Alrighty.
So, wow.
Dang.
That's just a flat 14.
Yep. You take the swing and you strike at the quills, but are unable to hurt the creature once more. Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna 5-foot step away from it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
just gonna back up a little.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, Rusty. It's weak. Take the shot.
Yeah, he's gonna take another power shot.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I'll take a power shot. So 3 damage, and I think that's a hit.
It is indeed a hit. Worry not. You shoot it once more, and the creature seems barely standing. But it still remains. Anything else for your turn? If not, Cudgel.
No.
It is
I don't
yours.
think I could do anything else.
That's all good. Alrighty, and that is a hit. You fell the creature, but your blade has to pass through the numerous spikes covering it. Can you give me a reflex saving throw?
I can give you one, I just can't pass it.
Yeah, basically. You strike at it, and while you fell the creature, its body collapsing and bleeding profusely, you pull your arm back, only to be bleeding yourself, covered in quills, like the others.
Oops, I didn't mean to click that.
You take 4 points of piercing damage.
Damn.
Yeah, these things are nasty.
Yeah.
And you too are sickened.
Hey.
Rusty, you can remember that you were able to remove some of the quills earlier and was able to undo, well, at least all of the pain, but didn't really solve any of the wounds themselves.
So would Rusty be able to repeat that with the knowledge he's gained?
Yes, it is a heal check for anyone who wants to remove them safely. Though, Sigvard, Kodra, you're pretty sure you could rip these out and get rid of the pain quickly. Might hurt a bit, but you could do it.
I'll pull my own out.
I'll pull somebody's out.
Yeah, because my heal is a -1 right now. So.
Oh boy. Alright, Kodra, is that counting the sickened penalty?
Yes.
Alrighty. You're able to gently manage to remove one of your own with a bit of time. Rusty, you're able... You're like poking at the one that Sigvard has in him, but it's... You don't think you can get it. You can try again.
Okay. Wow. There's a +6.
Alright. You go in, and you think you have it, think you can get it safely out. You pull, but you accidentally tear off a bit of flesh. And the bleeding becomes quite bad. Sigvard, you take 3 points of bleed damage. But...
My god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Fine.
Good times all around. Flavio has no heal bonus. Alright, cool. I don't suppose one of you could potentially pull these out, do you? Hopefully a little less bloodily than that.
Oh, I suppose.
Am I no longer sickened?
Yes, once you remove them, you're no longer sickened. Alright.
No, so that's a 7 then.
Oh, it's a 7. Cool. He takes 4 points of bleed damage.
You know what's going to be the hardest part about
Walk it off, soldier.
this?
He pulls up his other arm and the other one, perhaps, but hold for a moment.
Rusty is currently trying to stop the bleeding. Like, he's trying to just, like, wrap some rags around it.
Oh, yes, you're able to manage it relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Alright. Please, try again.
Are you sure?
I will withstand it. Alright.
50.
You manage to pull this one out gently and without causing any further harm. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. These things. Far too spiky for any natural creature. Porcupines aren't supposed to grow so large, I don't believe.
It's a porcupine.
It's like a spiky ball of pain, but, well, smaller. Don't try and eat them. That is a poor move to play.
Well, unless you remove the spikes first.
Yeah.
In any case, are any of you wounded?
Very slightly, but I'll live.
Yes.
Not as much as you are.
Yeah. I can
Worry not.
take a few hits before. Oh. Okay.
He puts his hands on you. You feel a little bit better. You heal 2 HP.
Nice.
Oh. It's a good thing that creature was wounded already. I do not think we should attempt to deal with another one were it to be at full strength.
Not yet, at least.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
At least we didn't jump out a group of them, not knowing.
It was a smart test of our abilities, I do suppose.
Rusty goes, this cage is full of people, or is this one also broken into?
Oh no, this one's fine. It only seems to be this one that has been the site of a massacre.
Okay. Yeah, he's opened up all of these cells down here, all up, so the other people he's freed can come and pick them up, or pick up whoever.
It does seem like, for the most part, people don't seem to move. Many of them are shocked and in terror by what they've seen happening just across in the other cell, but they don't seem to try and run for their lives or anything of the sort.
Well, seeing Flavio's very wounded condition, Rusty suggests that maybe it's time to just take a short rest, or to ask anybody back here if they have any healing, or if they know how to heal anybody.
Tahani speaks up. I do know one magic that can provide some healing, but I can only perform such a feat once a day. I could, if you so desire, but I believe it is a matter of choice when you would wish to use this.
Honestly, how hurt Flavio is. Sorry, this is out of character. I'm thinking maybe you should just sit out of the fight, because if somebody goes down, then we could use the healing spell.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
Sounds
know.
like a plan.
It depends on.
We'll give him. Do we have another ranged weapon, maybe?
No. We
Got a
only have
whip.
this.
Got a whip.
Whip is ranged.
Technically, that is correct.
Or reach.
But
Yeah,
it does 1 damage to armored targets.
No, it does 0 damage to armor.
0 damage. Sorry.
Yeah, but it would have worked against Scorpion guy.
You are right.
Porcupine dude.
Yeah. However, as a martial character, you also know that whips don't deal damage to creatures that have a natural armor bonus of 3 or higher. Because whips are terrible, and that's a fact.
Alright. Yeah, he should probably just hang back for now.
Yeah, I don't want him dying.
Very well. If you need, please take my shield. I will remain back here with the others.
You should remain armed.
Oh, I will keep my weapon,
the shield.
but if anyone requires it, please, you're on the front lines of battle.
While you're back here, if anything ever gets past us, it might be good to protect the non-combatants.
Very well.
Oh, sorry. It might be good to protect the non-combatants.
Thank you.
Gotta come up with a voice for my guy.
Just do what you're doing, but very gruff, easy.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm ever actually trying to do a voice for a
Hey,
character.
it's good. I like it for a rat folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I made him
you're
really
so
young, so I didn't have to do it. No, I just made him really young, so I didn't have to do a super gruff / squeaky voice, because it can be a little bit higher depending on his age.
Oh, you're all good. Don't worry about it. These things come with time. Worry not.
Hey, I've been playing for decades at this point. I'm still not good at voices.
Yeah, but you got punched in the throat. You'll be able to find your proper voice once you're out of this place.
There you go.
Say easy.
Sure.
All right, team, let's move out.
See, there you go.
Alright, so
So,
Yeah, Rusty sneaks again, and continues to look for traps around him.
alright. As you look around, you don't seem to spot any traps in this area. All you see further down is more and more cells, crammed full of people. Seems like this area is nothing but the broken slaves that simply wait for orders and move when told to do so.
Rusty actually goes back and clarifies with all the prisoners back here / party members. You guys, were you guys all unconscious when they brought you in, or do you know any way to an exit? Any idea?
Most of them seem to respond with that they were either blindfolded or unconscious when they first came here.
Okay.
even if I was conscious, I'd be able to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a thing. Not everyone here has dark vision.
What does this blood seem to be from?
You can tell underneath all this blood is a hobgoblin corpse. Another one of the guards, most likely. If you want, you can read around in the blood.
Rusty doesn't want to get a bunch of blood stuck in his fur, so gonna prefer not to.
Fair enough.
He listens to see if he could hear any sounds coming from either of the two directions.
Alrighty. Give me a new perception check then, because you're pretty sure Ellie just saw a bunch of cells in that general direction. Alrighty. To the north, you can't seem to hear anything. But to the west, you think you hear sound of those howlers. More terrible screeches in the distance. It could be feasting on more prisoners.
Yeah. Rusty scampers back and tells the party that, and asks them, I'm worried about those slaves, but I don't want to fight any more of those howlers. What do you guys think?
I agree. We should try to avoid them.
We should free anyone that we come across, if we get the chance. Perhaps those first few cells would be available.
If we can find a safe passage, we can lead them through it.
Very well. I will trust your judgment for now.
Rusty, thinking about it, agrees that he can kind of see down there. He doesn't see anything over here. So,
I don't know where you're pointing because I'm zoomed in too far.
Sorry, to the west.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to just sneak as sneaky as he can be down and unlock the to unlock each of these cells.
Alrighty. You begin moving through and unlocking the cells as you go. The sounds of the eating are still distant for the time being.
He goes back, tells them he's just gonna go as far as he can safely. I think, like stealthily, trying to unlock as many doors as he can, but come back at any sign or anything he hears.
Stay safe.
Yeah, just free as many people as he can, because he remembers his promise to Slaz, just the cook.
Yes. For in case anyone is unaware,
Yeah.
the cook was just like, please save the people here. Trust me, I'm not a piece of shit. You know, after he got bullied and pushed onto the ground because he was feeding people soup. The usual kinds of things, you know?
Yeah. Could you tell me at what point Rusty starts to hear indications that he's, like, getting close? Okay.
But it seems all these cells, doesn't seem like the creatures in any of them. And you continue to move through and unlock the various cells with no resistance for the time being. But ahead you can see a portcullis and there's specks of blood leaking forward.
Very well, after unlocking.
Alright, go ahead.
After unlocking this one, he immediately goes back, or tries to.
Yeah. Oh, it seems you're able to move back uninhibited.
Okay.
But if it's anything like the one you saw before, it's likely that's another guard room of some variety.
Yeah. And I did hear sounds coming from there, and I see blood, so I'm going to tell them that I think we should go up.
Up?
Yeah. / north.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, don't worry. We don't need cardinal directions, don't we? It's all good.
Okay. My immersion. How dare you?
You've broken the fourth wall.
No way. Meanwhile, we're making comments literally the whole time.
Alright, Rusty, as you
What
move
do these
forward,
seem to be? Yeah.
you can see the cell to your right is basically empty, which is kind of unusual for this place, while the one to your left looks a bit more dastardly. A single chair covered in spikes and a pair of wrist cuffs. It looks to be ready to trap anyone who would sit upon it. It seems like this is some kind of torture room showcase, and the cell across the way is for the audience.
Okay. Rusty, even though he doesn't worship any deity of sorts, he says a silent sorry or some kind of prayer for them. And then he continues on.
Very well. Moving along, you can see another portcullis.
Portcullis, yeah. Oh, I see people here. after walking up to it.
Yes. They tell you that they are nearby, and they look, well, conscious is probably the closest word. They are not yet broken souls, like so many you have seen before you. Though they also don't have dark vision, so they can't actually see you.
I think they see the light, actually.
Yeah, we got a
Oh,
light.
yes, you do, yes. Sigvard has a lantern.
Yeah.
And can I get a strength check from you guys who are if you're trying to open the portcullis?
Nat 20.
Yeah, easily.
The portcullis.
Cadrell just grabs it and throws it up into the air.
slams it into the ceiling. It's stuck there now.
I'm done with these things.
Alrighty. Yeah, you guys are able to move through nice and easy.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll a new sneak and, new stealth and perception checks for this after going through here.
Alrighty. You start walking through, and the smell catches you before the sight. You can see to your right there is streaks of blood leading down a very short hallway. It's a very tight squeeze, but someone of your size should be able to manage easily enough. On the other side is a pair of soldiers trying to rouse their comrades, but unable to do much.
Wait, where? Over here?
Yeah, that's on the left is the soldiers. On the right is the hallway.
Oh, human soldiers. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now we can look directly down the shaft. Here. What does Rusty see?
With your dark vision, you're able to see there is what looks to be the signs of a lab and the corpse of a goblin. He seems to have dragged his way into this small area, likely trying to escape from one of the howlers, as you can tell by the numerous quills embedded in his body.
Okay, knowing that a howler can't make it through this small of a space, he'll go through.
Alrighty. You begin walking through. Can you give me a reflex saving throw?
Yep.
Alright. Thanks to your small stature, you're able to avoid them relatively easily. If you were crawling through here, you'd have struggled quite significantly. All over the ground are broken bottles. You can see that they look like bits of alchemist fire, acid, all sorts of things thrown out to try and save this goblin's life in his last desperate attempts. But he still perished. You are able to avoid the shattered glass over the floor, though, and make it into the room unharmed.
After getting to the room, he looks for any traps, any wards, or anything magical. Anything seemingly magical.
Alright, if you want to try and find magical things, give me a praise. If you're looking for traps, give me perception.
Trying to find both. So, that and perception. Oh.
You look over, trying to see if there's any traps around the place, and it's like, well, this alchemist fire probably is fine. You know, I'm sure that won't explode. But yes, you don't see anything truly magical in here, but a lot of various alchemical items that could be of some kind of use.
Are there enough, would I be able to carry all of this out?
Oh, a few trips, certainly. But you could do that quickly, or you could move some of the glass in the hallway away and then be able to do it slowly.
Definitely move the glass away. No need
Alright.
for extra danger.
It'll take a few minutes, but you're able to move it away relatively easily.
Yeah, and then I try to bring the alchemical reagents out there.
Yes. So, in all, for the sake of loot, if someone wants to write this down, I think Cudgel's still going to be away for a second.
Nope. Just sat back down.
Oh, good. You'll find about 10 gold worth of alchemical reagents and 7 vials of various alchemical origins. 4 of them are a red, 2 of them are green, and 1 of them is some kind of light pink bubbling liquid.
Okay, I don't touch them. Right. Out of character. These are for Sigvat. Well, I think Sigvat should be the one to...
That's fine. If you bring them out, that's all. You're pretty sure nothing bad will happen just from you touching them unless you drop them.
Yeah. He hands them all to the bigger person.
Try to figure out what they are.
Ooh, you're very quiet at the moment, sorry.
Can I try and figure out what they are?
Yes you can. Sorry, I was going to turn you up real quick. Craft alchemy to figure out what each of them are. So there's 3 different types, so 3 different craft alchemy checks, please.
I will do red.
Can barely hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, okay, I'll try down the line real quick.
Yeah, I'm scared that my...
It just looks like,
blasted
yeah.
out.
Oh. Progress will be made. Sorry, do you want to try speaking again?
Hello.
Yeah, you're still very quiet, so I don't know what changed.
Yeah, do you have your input volume, like, right-click yourself, I think? Is your input volume down?
No, it's at 60. I'll turn it up, but...
Oh, that's a lot
That's much
better.
better, yeah.
Okay.
That fixed it, okay.
Oh, well. Anyway. So,
Yes, that's
that
for
was
the red.
Red one. Green one. And then the last one.
All
Lower
right.
and lower.
You still have the alchemy class feature, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so.
Oh, good. So, for the first one, you pick it up and you recognize that this is definitely Alchemist Fire. A classical weapon used by goblins and many people alike. Throw it, it ignites in a nearby area and burns people. The next one, you can tell, is Acid. Similar kind of concept, except melts people instead of burns them. But the last one you're not too sure about. You're pretty sure it's a potion, but of what you're not exactly certain.
Okay. Rusty, do you want these flasks? Because I'm not that good at throwing things.
Yeah. I think I'll... yeah, I'll take them. Yeah.
That's the alchemist.
Yeah?
I don't have any of the throwing stuff.
Don't have the decks. Don't judge me. Alrighty. So, anyone wants to write those down, please go
So,
ahead.
I'm putting them on my character sheet. Acid,
Yeah, 2 vials of acid, 4
and
vials of
Alchemist
alchemist
Fire.
fire. Yep.
sorry, 3 acid and how many?
2 acid, and Did I say it was 4 or did I
I'll
say it was
hang on
3?
to the-
Four red, which was ostensibly the alchemist fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Alchemist fire.
And I'll let you keep the potion, though. I don't know what
Yeah,
that is.
once I get more equipment, I can probably try better at figuring it out.
Yeah, and the regents, of course. The 20 golds worth.
Yeah.
The 20 gold worth of regents. Oh, okay.
Alright. So yes, that's what you found there.
Okay, well, after getting himself completely sorted, start sneaking and looking around again.
The people in the cell do seem to look at everybody else that's kind of walking past, and
Did we not open it?
I don't believe you
The
did.
door. Oh, I thought there was a door over here. I'm dumb.
Oh no, it's just this cell
Oh,
goes up around.
okay, yeah. I open it. I of course open it.
Oh. Thank you, friend. They do terrible things here. And be wary.
We've noticed.
Yes. Wolves and they have dark wolves in the cell just across the way. Do not release them. They will certainly kill you.
Do you know
Thanks for the
anything
tip.
else about this area? Any other tips?
The path out there, we've travelled around it a bit through various times. They move prisoners around, but you can tell with your feet the way to the exit, though it is certainly filled with traps and terrors.
Is this an exit that a lot of people use?
I believe it's one the hobgoblins use to maneuver their people around without the knowledge of others. It should be well
Which way?
guarded, but creatures have run past. You can
Which way
almost-
did he say it was? Sorry.
He was saying that you need to follow the path to the north, and you can tell where you're going by the feel upon your feet. If you want, you can give me a straight int check.
Int.
Straight int. Anyone who wants to can do this.
Ugh.
Cudgel, are you going to give the int check a go or no?
I guess.
Alrighty.
That's why
That's
I wasn't.
fine, yeah.
He knows what it means, guys.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about. No.
Sigva, you recognize this because you haven't been able to see too well right now. The floor in the side passages and the cells is different to the one you've been walking on in on the path you went through originally. You're pretty sure he's going to be he references the tiles that are there instead.
I see. So the
Tiles
are
instead of
made-
cobblestone.
Yeah.
Okay, and he said up here, right? Or is it to the left?
Oh, yes, he said. Nearby there are wolves, and from here you can see there's some kind of wolf-like creature in that cell. Although it doesn't look normal.
Okay, so
Up from them, you're pretty sure if you head back that way, you'll be looping back around to where you were earlier.
Oh, okay. So, just keep on going. Sorry, I'm so confused.
You're all good. That's the point of this prison, yes.
Oh, what is that?
Shackle.
Who is this?
Are you speaking to the north or to the west?
This dude.
You walk up, and he seems to recognize that you've approached him immediately. He looks over you in a cell all of his own. People! Oh, lovely! There's been so many mischievous creatures running around. I thought it was the end of myself and everybody else here. But look! Free prisoners! Oh, so incredible this is! Please, I would like to bargain for my freedom. You see, I have been wrongfully imprisoned in this place. He radiates a moderate aura of evil.
I imagined so.
Yep.
And wants to give me a knowledge local check to figure out what the fuck this is.
I'm not trained in it, so I can max 10, but it doesn't matter.
10 will be fine for this.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
I got a 12.
I got 10.
Cool. The untrained checks reveal you know what this creature is only because it lives in proximity to your own countries. This is a gnoll. Gnolls are not kind people. That is for certain.
I've been fighting them for years.
Yes. Now, I came to this country trying to spread word of my glorious religion and my wonderful lady who has granted me so many gifts. But you see, I was unfortunately imprisoned here. I did not know that worshipping the wrong deity was a crime in this country, and that proselytizing would mean, well, enslavement. They've tried to break me. But you see, I'm too resilient. I've been granted so many wonderful gifts. If you'd free me, I would gladly tell you about them. I can be of great assistance to you, you see.
To what deity do you serve?
I serve the great mistress, Desire's Embrace. She has granted us so many wonderful things.
Do I know that one?
You can roll knowledge religion for me.
Man, I'm just rolling nat ones like crazy today.
Just no good rolls. Oh boy. You never even heard of this deity.
I'm not trained, so that would be a 10.
Neither of you, Rusty. You don't worship of that kind of thing doesn't seem common around here. So you're none too certain of any of that.
I go back and ask all the people here if they know.
Alright, knowledge religion rolls, people.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I can see the back of cells.
Alright.
Back when I had the candle, all the cells that we've seen, I can't see the back of any of them.
Oh. Alright, I think Wolosh, yeah, he has knowledge religion as a scholarly sort. Yes.
Oh, there's another statue. Don't go near it. Trust me, it's not fun.
It's not fun. Alright, Wolosh looks over here. Yes, I actually do know something about this. There's, well, it's a demon lord, I do presume. They've done some things in trying to claim a position. Not particularly well known. I didn't think there was any influence they would have had upon the material plane. But, well, there you go. I believe the name is somewhat self-descriptive, embracing one's own desires of power and grandeur. I believe those are correct. Though, if this creature has useful abilities, I would say we should free it, if only to throw out as fodder. Can lead the way and then go through the traps for us. That seems effective.
Rusty, having been betrayed many times in the past. Just thinks that shouldn't release him and maybe even should kill him.
Oh, you tell us that?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I would offer this creature the mercy of a quick death.
I don't particularly care if we leave him here.
Can a Knoll trying to spread the word of a demon lord, trying to spread the faith of a demon lord, really be up to any good? I think we should just kill him. If we don't, who knows, maybe a year from now he'll come and stab us in the back.
Are you guys saying this all out loud, I assume?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Alright.
He will retort. Oh! Worry not, dear friends. If you were to save me from this place, I would have no reason to betray you. It's either been trapped here eternally, and, well, perhaps trying to find my escape other ways. Or you could free me, and I will gladly assist you in any way you deem necessary. Worst case, I have a friend in this cell who could definitely assist you.
Who's in there with you?
He tries to move to block you. You cannot see them for the time being. Worry not.
Oh, I'm not worried because I'm not the one in the cell.
Step back and let us see him, or I'm going to shoot you with my crossbow.
Straight to the point.
Very well. I tell you what, I will move off to the side so you can see everything within this cell. Very well. All right then.
Do I see anybody back there?
You look around and you don't see anybody else in there. Well, maybe a moment later you see somebody? But can you give me a perception check?
Yeah. I've been rolling pretty well tonight. This is nice.
You look over.
Oh,
I told you there was
What?
somebody else inside the cell. You should let my friend out. I can bring him back out if you need me. Rusty, you
Is
can
he talking through that, like, that clone, essentially?
Rusty, you look over, you see, this is definitely a man under some kind of illusionary magic.
This person?
It's clearly not actually Sigmar.
This is hard.
Doesn't seem that hard to me. And I'll start to walk away.
I shoot him in the knee.
Alright, give me an attack roll. Yes.
light.
I just shoot to disable him. Just shoot him in the knee.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. That also limits actual Sigmar's HP.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, I put it back. You shoot him in the knee, he collapses to the ground. Like, ah! Why? Ah, I have fallen. He rolls around the corner.
Trying to trick me.
Oh my goodness! You've killed him! How could you?
I look to see if he has a bolt sticking out of his knee.
He does.
Okay, he walks away.
Alright.
Wait! No! My lady will rescue
Wait,
me!
you guys. Wait. Oh no, you
Oh,
guys.
traps.
Yeah, I was gonna say the statue. He looks to see if there's any, if this statue is trapped as well.
Alrighty. Give me a perception check. You look over, and you see it's got those same glowy eyes, but you don't see any trigger for this trap, so it's probably not trapped.
Rusty tries to go the long way around.
Alright, as you move closer to the cell, the wolves within rush over to the bars and try and snap at you.
Oh.
They try and reach their muzzles through, but are ineffectual in getting past.
Yeah, well, he jumps back after getting sufficiently past the...
Alrighty. Cudgel, Rusty, can you give me a reflex saving throw?
Okay.
Alright, Rusty and Cudgel, as you step forward, you feel the ground sink beneath you, and a crossbow shot fires off from the south at each of you. They're able to dodge at the last second, and it clatters against the ground harmlessly.
So this thing shot crossbows?
It seems like it did indeed.
Okay, well, Rusty is gonna now be more cautious and sneak as well as inspect the area for more traps.
Traps upon traps upon traps.
Yep. Oh, natural 20.
Alrighty.
He makes sure to maybe go back and tell these people over here about the traps up before.
Oh, I'm just gonna move straight over and just smash that thing off the wall.
Alrighty. You reach up and you smack it down. No disable device roll necessary. It is broken. You can see there is another one on the other side of the pillar.
Yep, smash that one too.
Alrighty.
Smart.
It is now safe for other people to approach.
Is this like another 20 prisoner cell?
It is indeed. Most of them that you have seen so far have been. The people in this place seem the same as those before, though they look on at the wolf-like creatures that are barking and howling at you with this deep sense of fear and resentment.
Rusty is now remembering that these corpses probably, might have a key on them. He cautiously goes back and checks them for rings of
Indeed,
keys.
you do find some.
Okay.
You now have the keys to unlock this cell and this cell. Would you like to open either of these cells?
Just gonna check this one and then go back.
That one seems to have nothing on him, but more terrible weapons of torture.
Yeah, he doesn't really care. He then unlocks this one and continues going.
Alright. These ones are cramped all the same.
He goes around what's this?
Inside this cell, you see it has been broken into, like some of the others before them. The people inside massacred, eaten.
Well, he unlocks that one, and he goes over to check what's down here. Sees anything down
You
through
see
here.
nothing down in this cell, but more people cowering fearfully. And up north, you can see the corpses of goblins.
He unlocks this one and then goes a little bit closer to this passageway. Does he notice anything else? Like he notice any traps? He's looking very closely to see if he can make out other things.
It seems like, well, you'll be fine trying to move through this. Everyone else will be needing to squeeze through this tight passageway. It seems like it's been used as goblin quarters in the past. The bodies inside have been mutilated by, like, so many before them. And you think in the distance you can hear some faint chatter. Something along down there is probably alive.
Does it sound like talking, squeaking?
It sounds like talking, but you can't make out what's being said.
Okay. What are these? What are the wounds? The wounds on these two corpses you can see look like?
The one at the far end looks like it's been dragged a bit. It looks like it has numerous quills embedded in it, as well as the one to the south here.
Okay. Well, he definitely tells these people this information, but he also remembers hearing something about the Overseer's room. Is that what it's called?
You were told about... Good question. I believe you were told about the Gelagon's room being
Gelagon.
potentially fruitful, but you're pretty sure that wasn't supposed to be in the prison.
Okay. Okay, thanks. He asks the others what they think.
Did you say we couldn't make it up there, or we could? We just have to squeeze through.
You could. You just have to use squeezing.
It's up to you. We could make it through, but if there's something there on the other end, we're stuck.
Rusty really is getting a little bit jumpy without a gun, but he thinks to himself and he says, needless risk. We have people with us. We're trying to help out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we need to do that.
Speaking of which, watch the crossbow at the end of this hallway.
Oh. Yep.
See a crossbow all the way out there?
I can, yeah.
Well, it's right there. Like that.
Yeah, it's outside of my vision.
Yeah.
It's still close to
Don't step in the same area that Kudrell is, or you are, forward. Rusty's gonna go along the wall.
Alrighty.
Sneaking along.
You sneak along the wall, and nothing seems to happen. No floor gives way.
He looks around for any traps surrounding it, anything like that. And after that, he tries to go and disable them.
Alright, give me that perception check.
Yeah. Ooh.
You don't see any traps around here that you need to really take down. All you can see is the crossbow sitting up top, which you're pretty sure is involved in some kind of trap.
Yeah, he recognizes the trap as the same look as that one.
Unfortunately, you are much shorter than Cottrell. Would you like to give me a climb or acrobatics check to jump up and try and break them?
Definitely not a climb check. I have a -4 on that.
Oh boy, how?
You do have like alchemist fire if you wanted to.
That also would work.
I'm gonna try to get up onto this.
Alright. You jump up. You're able to get about 3 feet in the air with a bit of a run up, but you're only able to like scratch at the crossbow.
Okay, well, he then motions for Kudrell to... Well, he comes over here and says...
Yeah, I'll try to follow his
yeah.
footsteps.
Yeah.
Alrighty, how closely are you going to try and stick to the wall?
I'm going to try to mimic what he did.
Alrighty. It's just that you're much larger, so following
Yeah,
his
I
exact
realized
footsteps.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rusty is doing like the motions of how he was walking,
Yeah.
like trying to coach him.
Cadrell is also not really a nimble person when it comes to avoiding traps and stuff like that.
Of course.
Just wear thicker armor, then the bolts can't penetrate you. Easy.
Exactly.
True.
Yes, you're able to move by and are unharmed.
Smash him to bits.
You smash the crossbows on both sides.
Okay. Again, motion for people to follow, and goes to unlock this. So, full of people.
Alright, you're able to do so without any issue. And you can see more corpses up ahead, more blood splattered about, and a single man that stands out somewhat because he's currently strapped into a table which is currently spiking him in the back. Blood is profusely leaking everywhere.
Rusty remembers the foot comment, or the tile comment, and points to this area, motioning that it's probably the exit, or saying it's probably the exit, but then follows Kudrell.
I thought we were supposed to continue following the tile.
You guys can make an int check if you'd like.
Oh, then I probably thought the wrong. Still make an in check, though. Oh,
Pretty sure.
Yeah, you guys are pretty sure it involves following the tiles until you escape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going from that path is probably all of the alternate routes you could venture down.
okay, yeah. Yeah, well, Rusty definitely follows Kudrell right behind him.
Is this a cell, or is this guy just in like an open air torture room?
Oh no, this place is 2 cells, one across from the other. There is a door in the middle which blocks off between the two. It looks like this is another sort of viewing room for whatever happens to prisoners to the north of them. Though the torturer is dead on the ground. And
So there's essentially 3 rooms here, but one of them is this middle one, is a hallway kind of thing.
The middle one's just a hallway, yeah.
Gotcha.
What seems to have killed these 3 corpses? Like, especially this one next to the torturer.
The one,
tortured man.
yes, the torturer as well as the ones off over here all seem to have been killed by, well, spikes and their throats being torn out by monstrous creatures. The prisoner sits there seemingly unharmed and just kind of chilling. He seems completely unfazed by whatever's going on around him. Just like passively looking over at each of you and gently smiling.
Smiling is bad.
Yeah, this guy is very creepy.
I hate to be the guy that spams it, but
He does not radiate evil.
okay.
I really wanted you to use it. I didn't want to, like...
I don't like to spam it, but
What?
but when I really suspect someone, then I'll
Yeah,
then I'll use
yeah. Like, reasonable doubt.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay.
I'll break
just reference. There's the table he's lying on, nice and comfortable.
Yeah.
Is he just laying on it, or is he like tied down to it?
He's tied. His arms and legs are tied down to it. He's just like there, not seemingly unfazed.
I'll
Rusty
release his
says-
bindings.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What's going on then?
We're escaping. You want in?
That'd be a change. I've been in here for a little while. Lots of good times to be had.
Sure.
Rusty just tries to use his basic medical knowledge to try to patch up some of the wounds or just stop as much bleeding as he can.
Oh yeah, he gets up and you look at his back, which is like terribly scarred and definitely needed medical attention. There is untreated wounds of several years covering his body.
Rusty tries to stop the immediate threat. So, like,
Also, I
Stop.
almost forgot.
oh, wow. Damn.
He is, yes, clearly mad, but somehow unfazed by the torture he's been forced to endure. This elderly man walks about erratically. His long white hair, numerous scars, and one good eye explain the suffering he's experienced more than words ever could.
What's your name? He says, while taking out some bandages.
That's a good question now. I think the best one I've gotten is Scum, so we'll go with that.
Okay, Mr. Scum. And patches his back up, or addresses the immediate threats to his life, I guess.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he wasn't too worried about any of that.
Yeah, but we are.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna glance over this table. I'm assuming it's just random torture implements, but
Yeah,
just if
mostly.
there's anything.
Nothing that's really worth considering taking. Yeah. More improvised weapons than anything else. But if you really needed them.
Sorry. Rusty comes over and opens the cell. Well, unlocks it and continues going on.
Yes.
But before going on, he looks at this pillar for any sort of traps.
Yeah, there's definitely another crossbow up there.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I guess we smash it, I suppose.
Yeah, it seems like you crush it with your vice. Nice and easy.
Also, there are no weapons, like no other weapons on the ground.
I mean, there
Versus
were
that one.
crossbows, but...
Oh.
But now there aren't.
But now there aren't crossbows.
Moving on.
Now I get why you were kind of laughing every time.
Don't worry about it. Destroying them is effective. It stops the traps from triggering.
I don't have disable device, and I don't really.
Also fair.
Yep.
Yeah, I only have. I'm not trained in disable device. Unfortunate. Rusty continues his sneaking and trying to sniff out any traps around him.
Alright.
While going and unlocking the cells.
And you've got the new
slaves he
rings
passes by.
for it. Alright, so if you're going to be looking for more traps, give me a perception check.
And I'll just roll a new stealth check for you too.
Alright, thank you very much. Looking ahead, you can recognize another one of those chains that's tied to the walls. It looks like it might animate like the others before them.
Yeah. He tells him that, and then keeps on sneaking and walking.
Cadrell will make a really overemphasized wide arc around the chain, just so that everyone else behind him knows, don't even go close.
Yeah.
He goes, unlocks this one, and then he looks down this hallway. See,
It goes down quite far, but you cannot see all the way to its depths. Though it is another path that changes its stonework.
we want to go to the exit. But this one isn't restricted to who can go in it. What do you guys think? Out of character. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I would we still haven't found any of our gear yet. I don't know if that will be towards the exit or not.
What you guys do remember when being told things by Slaz earlier was that most of your typical equipment will simply have been handed off to goblins to use for themselves. Anything specifically noteworthy or unique would likely be taken by the Gelagon commander, used for their own inspection so they can figure out what they're going to do with it or attempt to recreate it in some fashion.
Okay.
And that would probably be upstairs, right?
Yes, it would be outside of this place.
Yeah.
So I say we just keep moving.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he does see a corpse of a howler.
Yes, indeed. If you'd like, you can give me heal checks.
Okay. Heal.
Alrighty. Cudgel, Rusty, you look over it. You can see this thing is covered in burn marks and crossbow bolts. But it seems to have died upon finishing off whatever was in the cell just next to it.
Is there? This is another crossbow.
It is indeed.
Do you want to save this one?
Or attempt to, definitely.
If y'all try and just disable the trap instead of breaking it, can you give me a disable device check? You start working on it as Cudgel walks over to investigate what's been going on.
Oh, God.
And accidentally managed to trigger the trap.
Yep.
Alrighty. Kadro, can you give me a reflex saving throw? Alrighty. The crossbow fires off and shoots straight into your back as you leave Rusty to manage.
Your voice mod is
your
on
voice
again.
Stupid crossbow's dealing 1d8 damage.
That was a unholy crossbow.
A very unholy crossbow. Thankfully, it doesn't deal 2d6 additional damage against Kadro.
Rusty says, "Oh my god. I'm sorry.
There's a crossbow bolt sticking out of his back.
That totally wasn't on purpose. I promise."
I believe you. Just try to be more careful.
I will, definitely.
How much damage did I take?
You took 5 points of piercing damage.
What's in the cell? All I see is a foot.
Yeah, that is what looks to be the remains of a corpse that hasn't been eaten. That's about it, realistically. What you can tell from this little section here is it seems like people were trapped inside of this little stockade and then eaten. That foot's probably just another part of the body that was there at one point in time.
Rusty, do you want to take a look and see if the statue has more pressure plates?
Yeah. But Rusty remembers that he never really saw any pressure plates.
That is
Maybe we
correct.
stepped on them, though, didn't we?
No, you never stepped on any pressure plates for these statues. They just seem to activate.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
just the crossbows?
Yeah.
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 It's
These
the
things, like you walk close and get.
yeah. They have glowing eyes.
blasted.
So what do you think?
So
Far away?
Rusty tries to investigate it from far away at first.
Alright, give me a perception check. Alright, we finally rolled high on one of these.
Yeah.
You look over it and you're pretty sure it will activate if anything walks within that general area.
Okay. He points that out.
Ooh.
Hug the wall.
Yeah, starts hugging the wall and going forwards before stepping out. Of course, after unlocking. Can I just say that Rusty,
Unlock those
It's gonna
cages?
be-
Yes.
yeah, is going to be unlocking all the cages of just demented slaves, traumatized ones. Okay.
Alright.
Oh. Rusty sees another crossbow trap down there.
Oh.
Could you repeat that?
What?
Rusty sees another. So, I see another crossbow trap here. I'm not hearing anybody. Is that?
No,
I can hear you.
Yeah, but you're good. I was just disconnecting the bot and reconnecting, that's all.
Okay. Whatever happened to those two soldier guys following us last session?
Oh, they said they were going to guard the path behind you, make sure no one came up on you, and try and see if they could gather any of the soldiers to work and aid you.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oops, left. Roll 20. Um, okay, well, Rusty keeps on going and sneaks forwards. Oh.
Alrighty. You can see the area before you has been signed a battle site. This has been a fight hard fought. There are the corpses of howlers each way. To the east is one that has broken through the lines and devoured more hobgoblins. To the west are the hobgoblins who are still standing guard, trying to protect the entrance and exit to this place, which they have certainly come through.
Well, Rusty, after seeing people, he immediately goes back and tells them what he's seen.
Did you shut off the crossbow trap?
I'm not tall enough to reach it.
He's too short.
Oh, right. It looks like
short.
it's aiming the other way, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's aiming this way.
I'm not gonna smash it yet because he said there were people down that way.
And that certainly would create a good bit of noise.
There is a there is a howler down here, over here, like down this hallway. He points.
Oh, a live one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
live
was
out
looking
there.
the other direction. I'm gonna
Yeah.
zoom out a little bit so I can actually see what's going on.
Oh no.
Yeah, I generally just have mine at minus 80. Just because I
At
hate missing things.
115.
Alright.
Okay. That thing, I think we're gonna have to take it.
I think it seems pretty satisfied with its meal. Actually, if we do start fighting over here, you're right. It might come back and bite us in the back, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You do know these things don't have hands, so raising a portcullis is difficult. They have to seemingly break through them.
Oh, is this one closed?
This one is closed, yes. It'll be
Alright.
easy to open for you guys, but not if you don't have, opposable funds.
Yeah.
Rusty, do you think?
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, you broke up.
Do you think you could like wedge it shut so that it is even more difficult for it to open?
I could try.
Or you said it was going to break through it?
That's the
It's gonna attempt to. We've seen
Yeah.
examples or remnants of portcullis that have been broken through.
Yeah. So actually, maybe not, because that might raise attention.
Yeah. I think it might take a little bit to break through it.
Mm.
It is solid
So-
iron, so...
So I don't think we should mess with it
Yeah.
right now. Just stay as far away from it as we can.
Do you want me to give you a boost so that maybe you could disable the crossbow?
Definitely.
With the power of teamwork, you give me a disable device check.
Friendship power. I'm not proficient in this, though.
You cannot get higher than a 10, so, a 9 isn't too bad. However, you try and disable it once more. Thankfully, Cultural isn't in the firing line. Instead, it just fires off into the distance. Clatters against the ground as it knocks into one of the bodies of the fallen hobgoblins. And you hear calls in the distance to attention.
She tries to grab the thing off of the trap now that it's disabled.
Alright, give me a strength check.
Oh, yeah, this is not going to go well.
That's actually not too bad.
I have a -1.
It's not properly disabled, but you're able to, like, rip it off the wall. It's broken, but usable, if it gets mended. So write down broken light crossbow, please.
I'll put in the loot.
Also, this is all... I can't delete that off the map, because I don't have that as, like, a regular token.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Alrighty. No one seems to advance upon you, but you know that the enemies are calling themselves to attention. They know something is here. They know someone is here. The question is, what will you do in the short time that you have? I'm just going to be right back real quick while you guys figure out some plans.
1 second, yeah. Okay. So...
Have an idea, but it's probably not a good one.
What is it?
We lock ourselves in one of these cells
Nope.
after opening up the portcullis. Yeah, lovely. After opening up the portcullis and like clanging something on the ground to draw the Spiky's attention. That was attention.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Open the portcullis to
yeah.
the spiky guy so that he comes and attacks the goblins for us.
Clang something on the ground. Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. That's...
It's
risky.
Has a very high chance of backfiring.
The
issue.
My own suggestion, I think that's actually a good idea if possible. My own idea would be to just have the non-combatants just kind of line up with Alchemist Fire. Like, maybe in front of us, and first chance they get, throw it at them, run back. Depending on how many there are, of course. So maybe I should try to scout out for some numbers.
If you guys want soldiers to aid you, you know you have a couple all the way in the back that could do things. There are people who can do things, and the NPCs with you all can throw Alchemist Fire at the very minimum.
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of us, probably faster than my tiny paws could take me, should go and maybe ask those soldiers for help and start to have all the people that have been collecting know that there's an exit and we're close to it, but we need help. We do have some basic gear with us.
Yeah.
That we can give people 5-studded leather, 6 wooden shields. If we
I think I would prefer getting some marginally equipped backup than relying on the whims of a howler.
Yeah. So that would be good, but to do that, on the way back, we'd need to be picking up any weapons we find. And also, we need somebody to go and disable this statue. So, you guys think that plan is
seems pretty solid?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I guess we...
Yeah, go ahead. Everyone take 5 before we execute your glorious plans.
Yep. I'll
be back.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, would that plan that I said be reasonable? Or
It's
feasible?
reasonable. Whether it works is entirely a separate matter. You have to find
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I have
What's up?
Richard.
Welcome back.
I never left, so.
Silently watching.
Okay.
Silently waiting.
But before we start, I have a question to ask everybody. Is that okay? I've just been wondering if I've been talking too much. Like, I just
Nope.
talk too much normally.
No,
So, just feel free to tell me if I'm
I mean,
talking
we are-
too much.
we are sneaking in. You are the sneaky one. You're fine.
Yeah. You're being an active participant, and there is nothing wrong with that. Don't think there is.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
being
no,
a
you're
spotlight
fine.
hog or anything, so don't worry.
This
Okay.
is not my character's forte.
Yeah, no.
I don't have a weapon. I don't have any alchemy. I'm just here.
I am present
you-
and I have
you
a
could-
vice.
If it's possible, you could. I don't know how long it takes to prepare stuff, but while people are running around trying to get the soldiers and stuff. Oh, you don't have the. I don't know how alchemy works.
I
You only have the regions.
don't think the stuff that we got. I look at it. Could I make like an extract or something with it?
You could make something, probably. It'll cost a bit of it, but you don't have like your formula book or anything, so it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just save it for later. There's not much I can.
You have like the reagents necessary if you get the other things that you need.
Yeah.
Halfway to a functioning character.
Gosh, I was making fun about picking an occultist. Be like, no, occultists are too dependent on their equipment. I'll play an alchemist. It's good. It's great. I love this kind of stuff.
That's what matters. Alright, now I have to check something real quick. Just a general in case. What healing spell did she have? Oh, that one. Alright, cool. Alright, we're good.
Yeah, well, first, Rusty's gonna rush and ask them if they have any idea how to disable this thing.
Tahani speaks up. Do you happen to know the spell Dispel Magic? Because I believe that would be your best option.
I shoot guns. I don't
That
know
is a
magic.
level 2 character.
Right. Well, then I'm afraid I don't think there's any real way. Destroying the statue itself might work, but that would take a considerable amount of effort. And
Well, Rusty is going to just take out a shield and throw it in front of this statue.
Alright. You throw the shield in front of the statue. Its eyes light up, and it incinerates the wooden shield before it.
I remember the other one's eyes lost its color after
Indeed.
shooting once.
After you throw the shield in, one of the eyes loses its color, though the other one remains.
So that's -1 shield. Oh, I'm gonna throw the pain wheel in front of it.
You throw the pain wheel, but it doesn't seem to activate as you throw it there. Perhaps it's out of charges.
I can test it.
Okay.
I'll walk in front of it.
Can you give me a reflex saving throw?
Yes, can.
Oh,
Alrighty.
It's all good.
Actually, it is. That was a bad roll. Alright. You take 9 points of fire damage.
oh wow.
I will resist 10 of it. So I'm just going to stand there and just eat the fire.
You stand there, suffer. The flame burns around you, but you are unharmed. And the other eye extinguishes.
Ask about that later. But we should probably get some help. So,
Let's go get our friends.
okay. So Rusty is gonna go back. I don't know if you want me to manually do it, but he's gonna go to all the people that have been gathered up by the people who've been trailing behind us slowly and try to tell them about the situation. Maybe give them the shield's armor and the few weapons we find along the way. Alright?
Alrighty.
Or that we have.
You begin moving through the area and gathering up the people who were in the NIP, who you've been able to recruit effectively and assist you in these matters. But you're pretty sure you will have nowhere near enough to actually accommodate all of them.
Of course. He equips the most well-trained ones, at least, or the ones who are soldiers. We were able to. He equips as many soldiers as he could.
Yes. It doesn't seem like it's a lack of training more as it is forgotten strength. These people have been here for a long time. They're malnourished. They've suffered beatings, countless. It's been a hard life for them. But still, those that have joined you are able to fight. And I will just move over the collected groups of people.
Okay.
Unfortunately, a few of them got tangled up along the way in the various chain traps, but there is literally no way to disable those, except for Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Alright. Anyone who wants to. They are in the hallway above.
Here? Oh. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this prison. These are the people who were willing to fight back. I should move that over as well. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Like I was saying, I think you're lacking in weaponry more than you are manpower.
It's fine. Just a flood of bodies might help
Yeah.
in some way.
Just sacrifice people at the enemy. It's fine.
Charge!
Well, we'll have it'll be like what's the World War II thing where we kill people and then we can take their weapons.
Yeah,
And then we're now armed.
Bayonet charge to
Soviet
victory.
army.
Yeah. We're gonna have that partially, but I think we should probably have some people.
Yeah, we should figure out which people are best fitting for weapons
Yeah.
and give them weapons.
Yeah.
Rely more on them.
Give them the stuff that we have. Maybe they'll be at the front with us if there aren't a lot of people. Because we have 5 of each of the things. Well, we have 5 studded leather, 5 wood shields, and the plan was to go along grabbing as much gear as we could on the way back.
Alright, if that's the case, and you're willing to root around in, blood pools of bodies.
Yes, to get weapons, yes.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
Actually, I just want to check something real quick.
Or the many torture tables we passed by.
There is plenty of improvised weapons, yes. Who likes wielding bone saws? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. No one has mending as a known spell.
I might be able to get mending.
As a cantrip, you can't keep open slots, but so I'll let you change it out. So sure, if you really want to.
I don't remember. I'm checking right now.
Yeah, I don't remember how.
I didn't add it to my spell list, which makes me think I wouldn't have had it. But... Oh, I do have it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just not prepped.
Yeah. I'll let you switch around cantrips because they're fucking cantrips. Let's be
Right.
honest here. So, does mending have a material component?
Good point. Let me check.
That's what we have to find. Because I remember that was the problem with light.
Wait, it can't really have a material component because you're fixing something. Verbal somatic, we're good.
Okay, cool. Alright, so in the time you can fix up the crossbow that got broken earlier, which Wallace would like to indicate that he would prefer to use. And over the course of some digging, you guys are able to come across another... Who feels like rolling me a d4 for random guard weapons?
How many?
I
I think
need...
you're rolling for that.
Yeah, 2d4 from each of you.
Can do.
Got a single 4. Nice.
Oh, don't worry. This is just for weapon types.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Alrighty, so 4s. We have 1 Scorpion Whip. 2s. We have 2 Saps. 1s. We have 2 Cat-O Ninetails, because why not? And a single 3 and 1 whip. Oh,
Pass them out.
yep. Scum will go ahead and take a Cato Ninetails. Tahani will take the Scorpion Whip. And then the rest of them, no one else seems like they're competent with any of the other weapons. The bird woman still has her feet bound as well as her choker on.
Oh, her feet's bound too?
Her feet
I
have
thought it
been
was just the
bound.
choker.
No, she's been
Yeah.
like hobbling around this entire time. Tahani's been
Oh
aiding
my
her this
God.
entire period.
Oh. Yeah, definitely cut her out.
Oh, they are fetters. Like, they are not practical to cut out. But you haven't tried
Rusty.
all the new keys you found so far.
Oh yeah,
true.
Rusty goes through one by one, trying all the keys
Yeah.
at a time.
You
See if
do.
any of them open.
The most recent set you found does unlock her fetters, but nothing involving her choker. She nods at you. She holds her throat a bit tightly, but she seems thankful nonetheless. She drags her foot across the floor and then the wall, showing you that it leaves a distinct mark. It seems like she
Oh.
doesn't need a weapon.
Yeah.
It is. She has
Okay.
quite literal taloned bird feet.
Nice.
I think that's in her thing. Oh, I did not reveal that. I am so sorry. Whoops. Yeah, there's the full image of her.
She a harp.
You don't know. No one has managed to roll knowledge geography or knowledge local.
No, I just mean for me. And
Out of character, yes. Though that has other lore implications in this setting. Though, yes, you did notice her wings seem rather limp, as if they were ineffectual for the time being.
all right, I think we're as equipped as we're gonna get.
Yep.
So, the question comes now as to how you're going to handle this.
I can lead the charge.
Rusty will be organizing a group of people with alchemist, fire, and acid. The 9 that he... Oh, no, not the 9. The 6 that he has. We have 6 people. Or the 3 most accurate throwing people, I guess. People who say they can throw the best. Now that I think about it.
You know, that's actually an important question. Does Bommel have any abilities in combat? He has a better dex than he does strength, but they're both the same negative, so...
Okay.
Wallace...
He should be at the front line.
Yeah! Throw him in!
The gulag.
Are you actually gonna throw him in the front line? Out of curiosity?
No.
Okay, just
No.
just checking. It's an important question to ask. He does seem
We'll
worthless.
push him into the other room, and he can distract the porcupine for a while.
Yeah!
He can take it.
Believe.
All right. How are we looking?
Numerous.
Alright.
Are you guys going to head into the fight first, or are you going to send the various prisoners that you've released?
Cadrell's definitely going first. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna join the fight as soon as it starts.
Yeah.
Rusty, you have a ranged weapon?
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Organizing the artillery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
If anybody else has ranged weapons, did he say that? found any for other people?
You found one other one, which Wallace has taken, and you have the various alchemist fire and the like.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the 3 most accurate throwing people, Wallace and myself, I guess, behind the charge.
Alright.
Yeah, and when I say the 3 most, I'm gonna give each of them 2, and I'm not gonna have any myself because the range that you can throw is based off of strength, right?
No, it is 10 feet by default, and then for every additional 10 feet beyond that, you take a -2 penalty to hit.
Oh, then I'll keep none for myself still.
That's all good. It's just worth noting that's how the rules work, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Strength is used for damage for the most part, but throwing weapons, throwing alchemist fire and other splash weapons don't add a modifier.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're an alchemist, in which case you add int, but that's separate.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So, we will just go ahead and we will copy this man, and we will copy this man, and we'll copy this man, and this one. So, you guys get ready to round the corner. How will you initiate this fight?
Just before we go, I'm going to cast my 2 remaining blessings.
Alrighty.
Alright.
If we're ready, I can do that now.
Yeah.
What
normally
weapon-
this is when I would... What?
What weapon is not Kadra, that's me, Sigbot. What weapon are you using?
I basically have a metal pipe at this point.
Alright, well now it's a metal pipe that's on fire.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have any... This is when I would chug an extract, but, you know.
Yep. Alright, and as soon as we cast, as soon as I don't know, unleash that blessing, start moving.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
March
You-
forward.
Step around the corner. You guys, so you may take a full movement from where you began
Okay.
and aside from that point. And as Cudril, you can declare, as you see forward, the number of people down this hallway. There's several Hobgoblin Guards, some more armored than others, and one much larger, furry creature. Dead howlers surround them. They are
I can
bloody.
declare, you said?
Yeah, you can tell people that.
Oh, 7.
Is my thing froze? Are we?
Oh, you're right.
Oh, we're
No.
down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, do I... I'm gonna stop right... You know, I'll stop right there.
Yeah, like I said, everyone gets a full movement to go ahead and do what they would like.
Okay.
Can I total defense at the end of that?
No, it is a surprise round. You get move or stand action.
There you go.
Alrighty. You guys move up.
No, I'll
As-
go right here.
Oh, good. As do your allies. And as do your allies.
Yep.
It's just you.
Just this stream of men behind you, ready for battle. All these trapped crusaders chanting in distance. Deus Vult, Deus Vult, Deus Vult, Deus Vult, Deus Vult! Also, that is the official chant of the Darkesu army. Question me not.
Of course. What else could it be?
Exactly. And thus, as your escape commences, can we get a roll for initiative?
Yes, I do. I can do that. Aha!
So
I can
many
do nothing
people.
faster than other people.
Damn, a natural 20.
Oh, no valid token was selected. I do.
Right.
I'll have to roll and then change it again. That's so... I mean, it makes sense, but it's also pretty weird.
You have to click on your thing and then do it, and sometimes it doesn't even work anyway. It's really annoying.
Oh yeah, I don't think... Did it work for me?
Good question. Are you added to initiative?
Oh no, I don't see myself.
That's fine. I'll add you in, and then you can put your own number in. That's fine.
Oh no, it's fine. I'll just re-roll it.
That's okay. You're already in.
Okay.
You guys are both in. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Excuse
I'll
me
just
while I
put my
begin.
initiative in and then switch it to 6.
Yeah, you're all good. I need to begin numerous rolls in the process.
Yeah.
10
minutes later.
Don't worry, a lot of them have a +0 exactly, so it evens it up.
Yeah.
Very good, sir. Very bad. Whoops. Alrighty, and then these people with their negative stats. Alrighty, still go before her. Very nice. Alright, if there's any ties. There is not. Cool. So many initiatives. But I assume people don't want them all going at the exact same time for their own sanity. Oh my god. Well, we had 2 consecutive nat ones, so...
Nice.
Alrighty. Sigvard in there twice. Sigvard is in there twice. That's fine. Alrighty. Sigvard. What is your bonus to initiative?
3.
Plus
3.
I have to check myself now. You tie. You can go first though.
I can barely see them, but it looks like that guy might be an archer of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
I shall charge him.
Believe.
Yes.
Oh, it got much worse. Okay. I literally could. This guy here was at the edge of my vision, so I couldn't see the other ones.
You have a
it's fine.
sea of men following behind you. Worry not. Hold the line.
Oh no.
They were going at the end of fucking Lord of the Rings. Alright. There you go. I tried a +2 because I'm charging.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Alright. You swing your vice down. Roll for your flaming damage.
Oh right, I get a D6 on this.
It is Holy Strike or is it actual fire?
It's good.
Good line damage? Cool.
Deals an additional 1d6 points of damage to evil creatures. Doesn't say... Oh yeah, it's treated as good for the purposes of overcoming DR.
Yeah, all of your damage is treated as good for the purpose of overcoming DR. It's super handy.
Yep.
Zip, an extra d6.
Aha!
Oh boy! Goodbye, Rapid Shot. He is barely standing after your strike, but remains resolute, his bow drawn.
I let out a mighty tribal war cry that don't feel like doing right now because people in my house are asleep.
You're all good.
Intelligence.
Alrighty, if that's your turn, done.
Yep, that is all I can do.
That's all good. It was a good turn. Alrighty. Wolosh moves up with his crossbow, takes a shot and fires at this guy in the front, using the power of his intelligence to utilize that one garbage feat. Alrighty. That is a hit. Big money, no whammy. Not big enough, but not bad. He takes a shot off and aims straight for the hobgoblin's heart, unable to pierce through its chest and armor there. Alright, Scum's turn. He will go ahead. Move up and take total defense.
Nice.
Hold the line, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Hold the line. And the bird woman will jump over the torturer's table and stand 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the air, ready to lunge at anyone who approaches her. Excuse me for a moment. There, and there. The wave of men approaches. The creature in the middle, which looks some kind of fuzzy, all kinds of malice in its eyes, looks over and moves towards you, Sigvart. It pushes aside the goblin next to him and takes a swing at you with its great sword.
Oh no.
These are not punitive weapons. These are weapons meant for combat. However, you're able to dodge to the side. You take no damage as he misses and strikes the ground. The wave of men advances. And starts having trouble sharing squares with other allies. And then they continue to advance. So,
Almost time.
it is almost time.
To shoot once.
The goblins seem shocked by this sheer number of people walking from behind and advancing forwards. Rusty,
Yes.
you have allies. It is your time to shine.
Okay. I fire at the biggest target.
Alrighty.
Power shot as well. So
That is a
-2.
hit.
I mean, -1 + 2. Yeah. So 8 damage.
He takes the shot as it pierces into his shoulder, but rips out the bolt and stares at you with this kind of terrored glee in his eyes.
Rusty reloads the crossbow. Or is light crossbows not reload weapons?
Oh, they are. They're move action to reload.
Yeah, I'll reload it.
Yeah, it's all good. You can still 5-foot step if you like, but other than that, that'll be it.
I'm good. Yeah.
Alrighty. Kadra. The wave of men follows behind you.
I would like to swift action Wheels Champion on the big guy.
Alrighty.
So that's for 1 round. I get a +3 to hit and a +1 to damage, and if I hit him, then everyone else gets a +1 to hit and damage against him for 1 round.
Very nice.
Then I would like to charge him.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's on. A temporary smite that you get share with friends.
It's not
Yep.
a charge, just because
that's cool.
it's a movement to get there, and you have too many allies in the way. But you can
Okay,
still
no
get
problem.
the movement and attack off.
Yep. So I'll move and attack then. Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
It's like the only thing that would have stopped me from
It
hitting him.
really was.
That
With-
is very unlucky.
Yes. There is no light in this place. The sun does not land upon their skin, and so
And we don't-
neither does your blade.
And we don't even get the bonus because you didn't hit him.
No.
Right.
Unfortunately not. Is that you done for the turn? I believe that's Stan
Yes,
Swift.
that's
Yeah? Just checking. Worry not. The wave of men follows. Alright. It's Flavia's turn. There's so many fucking people on this map. He is going to move up and call out. We shall gain our freedom. We will not fall here, comrades. We will crush the hobgoblins before us and rouse them. That's his turn. The hobgoblin's turn. Various hobgoblins stir to action, readying themselves. The one in front of you, Sigvard, takes a step away. I assume you do not have the step-up feat.
No. I do not.
Alright, cool. He pulls out a potion and seems to down it. Alright, the one behind him moves up and takes a swing at you.
I could have used that potion.
You really could have. Oh boy, does he... Let's find out. Does a... Alright, look man, I'm not even gonna try and bush...
Because I joined. It's 13 is my AC right now.
Yeah, that's not my problem here, alright? Look man, that is nothing of the issue right now.
Does he have an axe or a sword?
He has a short sword. But he did confirm the crit.
Okay, that's fine.
I see.
I can take it. Don't worry, guys. I'll be fine. There's nothing that could go wrong here.
Proceeds to get one shot.
I was half expecting. That's what Sigmund's like. Don't worry, guys. I'll be fine.
Alright, take 13 points of damage.
I'm still up.
1 HP,
Whole
boys!
head just got chopped off.
He just...
I'm fine, guys. Don't worry.
He slices into the neck and there's blood spurting out everywhere. But Sigvard remains.
Still up.
Alrighty. This man here advances and attempts to swing his short sword at Cudgel. And will I get double nat 20 again? No, I do not. Does a 9 hit your Cudgel?
No.
Alright.
Guys, I just ate all of his 20.
It's all my good rolls. Alright, this boy back here moves up. Actually, this one will move first, and he will go ahead. He will valiantly advance. We shall defend this prison! You shall not pass! Then he swings at Scum. Actually, no, swing at Flavia.
But I can't get it out.
He doesn't know what's about to happen to him. The author
he has
tried to kill him.
he has dark vision. He can
Look.
see.
They're all grouped up in front of us, alright? You just start throwing alchemist fire.
I don't have the alchemist fire.
Someone starts throwing out.
Oh, people
Yeah.
roll the next turn. And
Yeah.
he does hit Flavio.
The soldiers have him.
Oh,
I don't have anything.
alright.
You want me to? Should I drink the random potion that we got and see what happens?
You could.
Nope. Actually, maybe. Oh, I don't know. That's your choice.
The hobgoblin makes his counter speech, runs up to Flavio and strikes him down as he's trying to inspire the troops.
Oh, is he? Oh no.
He is on the ground bleeding out, but he does not look dead.
Not Flavio.
Wonderfully
Sound
flat,
upset.
thank you.
It's not really broken up about that, I must say.
I am. I am. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Flavio
crying.
dies and nothing of value was left.
Rude.
I'm not smiling right now. What are you talking about?
But bravo! Alright. This man has this to hit. Oh, alright, it does an 11 hit you, Cudgel.
No.
Alrighty. And this man, Sigvart, does a 13 hit you.
Because I charged.
Oh!
I have a minus 2 when I charged.
Oh, very unfortunate. Actually, this may be relevant. Can you roll me a d4? I should have checked this one in advance.
Oh.
Are you wearing armor?
Yes.
One is a roll of a cat o' nine tails. Congratulations.
Ah. I felt version of me in an alternate universe just
Die.
get down instantly.
Well, unconscious. They don't have. Oh, sorry. The scorpion whips are lethal weapons, but
Phew.
he strikes at you. But the armor you've looted from the various guards and his protects your back. Alrighty. Tahani goes ahead, moves up. She sees the people dying around her and decides that now is indeed the time. She begins to cast a spell. Anyone who has spellcraft may identify what spell is about to affect them.
I have spellcraft.
I don't.
Woo!
Yay.
Alrighty.
My one not blood-covered eye, I see what spell she's cast.
In the distance, you feel you don't need to see the spell to know what's coming over you. You feel healing power wash over you. As you recover, you're 1 out. Everyone heals 17 points of damage.
Dang.
Everybody in this group.
That is a very strong healing spell.
Yes,
Oh my
Sigvart, you
God.
recognize that as Mass Cure Light Wounds.
Ooh.
Which is abnormally strong for someone who's been captured
is,
by
yeah.
them. Yeah, this is
Yes.
The flesh is knit.
the flesh is.
obey.
Darkest
First thing we should
Dungeon
do,
2 is
try to
coming
get
up,
her
by the way.
spell. I know. I'm currently watching it on my second monitor.
Yeah, dude. It's. Oh, I feel about it though.
Yeah, it's a
definitely a
roguelike
different-
instead. Yeah, it's
It's
interesting.
a different game,
It is a
yeah.
completely different game. Yeah.
but it still looks amazing.
Oh my god, man. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay.
Graphics, yes. We'll discuss that after this is all done, though. I'm trying to get my thing to work
Okay.
currently, but it's
Okay.
dead.
Okay.
Alright.
What game are you talking about?
Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon 2 is coming out,
yeah.
yes. Bommel, with his vial of acid, will run up
A
behind...
most powerful asset.
He is the highest level ally you have, probably. He will whip out his vial of acid and throw it as hard as he can. He only has a -6 to hit that AC 5, which translate to 1d20 plus that minus that. Alright, can he hit AC 4? Sorry, AC 5. The answer is yes.
Yay.
Kodral, can you give me a reflex saving throw? To negate the 2 damage you will take. Alright, you do not negate the 2 damage you will take.
Couldn't have
No,
been
it's about
a
to
alchemist's fire.
It is acid damage. Do you have resistance to that?
Oh, I do have acid resist too.
See
No,
there
I
you go.
don't. It's electric, cold, and fire.
Oh, unfortunate.
You have -10 damage to all 3 of those?
No.
-5 to some of them, and then
-5 electric and cold, and then -10 to fire.
That's really powerful.
It is. Asimov I have made generally weaker for reference.
Yeah, they're usually super overpowered.
Yeah.
like in the base game, they don't have any negative to a stat. They just get 2 pluses.
Mm-hmm. It's
And they have different
absurdly good.
bloodlines, so you can actually like customize which ones you get. It's
Wow.
and they get a spell-like ability, and they have elemental assistance.
My
That-
head hurts.
Generally speaking, whenever somebody picks ASMR, you know that they're just power gaming it. Which is unfortunate, because they are kind of a cool race.
They're a
so-
really cool race. That's why I made
Which is
them
why I
again.
picked it here, because this is obviously a little more balanced. So.
That was the idea, yeah. Like, the fact that Tieflings have a negative, but ASMR doesn't, so ASMR do,
Yeah.
and whatnot,
And
just
that's
doesn't
the
make any
only
sense.
difference between them,
Yeah, right?
No, there's a bunch of difference.
Well,
There
like,
are, but...
mechanically. But like, I'm a big fan of the elemental ones.
Oh yeah, I also redid those, because they're so cool, but they're so weak by base game, I hate it. Like, Wallish is actually a Sylph.
My turn.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Sigma, it is yours.
I'm not almost dying.
You're not almost dying anymore.
I
Congratulations.
am going to.
Incredible.
Okay, so the guy to my right, I've determined is a non-factor. I can ignore him. The guy in front of me crit me, but the guy to my left has a great sword, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
go for him. I'm gonna try and hit him, and fail to hit him.
Alright. He is too furry. You're disgusted by his mere presence. Alright, you take a swing, but it glances off of his armor. Alrighty. It is Wellish's turn, and he will attempt to shoot at the only one not threatened. It has soft cover. But that's... Actually, I'll shoot this. He'll shoot the guy at the front. Fuck it. Alrighty. Does he confirm the crit? He confirms the crit. Cool. That's precision damage. That is precision damage. Why is that precision damage? Hey, you fucking... Alrighty. He takes a shot at the hobgoblin that's striking you, Sigvard, and it pierces through the clinks in his armor. Alright, it is Scum's turn. Scum will run up and actually moved just there while taking total defense.
You still have the X on our favorite character here.
Oh, my apologies. Flavio's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. He fell down. He immediately got back up.
Flavio, you okay?
He-
Oh, yeah!
yeah.
I'm so happy about this. Happy.
Alright, no one ran at her. She doesn't get a red action. So. Cool. The bird woman maneuvers herself around next to you, Sigvard.
Huh?
And then strikes at the hobgoblin that struck Flavio down in the back. On the basis she hits. And with flanking she does. She knocks the hobgoblin to the ground, and he perishes swiftly underneath her talon feet. And then the wave of men advances. They have been able to reach melee range.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this one.
A
over
phalanx is here.
here. So many people.
All the things that would make a phalanx useful.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Alrighty. The big boy back here is going to swing at you, Sigvard, with his greatsword once more.
Ah.
Alrighty, a 17 to hit you.
That hits.
Alrighty.
Are we?
There's no way you could kill me.
No way you could kill. You take
Ah.
12 points of slashing damage.
I've got 6 health left. We're fine.
See, it's
Oh,
fine.
Easy.
Easy
That's
damage.
That's easily one more hit
Exactly.
great.
before we get even to the negatives.
Alrighty. And then the wave of men. Nope, too far. And then the continuing wave of men. Alright, Rusty. The wave has arrived. What shall you do in this final moment before the enemies are severely overwhelmed? Okay, cool. Sorry, the bot died repeatedly.
Okay. I shall. Trying to see who I should take a shot at. I gotta zoom in. See health. I guess I'll just take another shot at the big guy.
Alrighty.
I'll apply power shot to it. So 15 to hit.
You take a shot, but with the sheer number of people in the way, you cannot get a good aim on this man.
I have the precise shot.
Oh yeah. So for reference, that you missed anyway. But if there is people in the way of your attack, they get soft cover, unless they're significantly larger than your allies.
Okay.
And right now there is literally like 10 people in front of you that would block off this attack.
I see. Okay.
Alright, anything else for your turn?
Well, no, that's all Rusty can do.
Alright. Pedro, it is yours.
I guess I'm just gonna... I can't move or really do anything, so I'm just gonna attack. We'll go with the big guy again. Hey, there we go.
That is a hit. And he is a goblinoid.
Is he a slaver or a creature that is holding someone against their will?
He is a slaver.
Then it would be 10 damage and 22 to hit.
The most relevant trait ever.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
It applies to basically everyone, this entire goddamn prison. Maybe like
Well, I sort of planned that a little bit.
yeah.
Because I figured that, well, it mentioned in the description that the goblins were keen on slave taking, so.
Oh, definitely.
So I figured, since I've been fighting them in the wars, then it seems like
Makes a lot of sense.
a good plan.
All right. The wave of men are prepared. Thank God none of these traps are available to be activated. Alright, Flavio is literally blocked by the sheer number of people, but he gets up from prone. And we'll go ahead. Can't even. He cannot move. He just calls out inspirational words in the hope people understand him over the whatever the fuck is going on. He moves up over here. The hobgoblins begin trying to cut their way through, speaking words to each other of encouragement. Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! Ah!
They might die.
Yes. This one takes a swing at the
As
man.
long as they haven't broke yet.
Well,
After just seeing us.
you can tell that the ones lightly armored, the guards, similar to those you fought before, look very concerned about this. But you know that the hobgoblins typically are very militaristic and soldier-like. They do not give quarter, and they do not retreat unless it's beneficial to themselves tactically. They are willing to die for their nation, and it is a painful truth. This one goes ahead, swings, and cuts down the man in front of him. This
No.
one here swings at Sigvard.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go grab something real quick. I don't think my turn is coming up.
Not
gonna
for
go
the.
grab-
I've got a lot of people to run through.
Yeah,
Sigvard
I'm gonna
does
go
10
find
hit
something
you.
to snack on.
Nope. 10 to hit you, Sigvard. I believe that's a miss.
What?
10 to hit you.
Yeah. That is.
Alright. Yep. Oh,
Oh,
good.
jeez.
This man heals up by 1 HP. Steps back and takes a shot at Scum because it's the only one he can get off the attack against. Oh, it does get 1 hit though. Alrighty. Then this man goes ahead, takes a swing at you, Cudgel. Alrighty, a 15 to hit. 17,
Does not.
alrighty. He's doing his best, okay? And this one...
Yeah, but I got shields up now.
Yeah, exactly. This one cuts down the man behind you. Alright, Tahani can do little to aid in this situation, but we'll move up to just there. There we go. You know, nice little spot. Bommel cannot even throw alchemist fire at this distance. With the sheer number of people not him will pass. Alrighty, Sigvard.
I'm gonna go for the big guy again.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna miss the big guy again.
You're gonna swing at the big guy. You're gonna miss the big guy. He's actually got armor on. This is cheating.
How dare he have both armor and a legitimate weapon?
Right? Wallace is going to move up, pull out Alchemist Fire, and throw it at the Hobgoblin in the back. And he has that minus that. Alrighty. Cudgel, you don't care about this reflex save because you take 0 damage anyway because of... Alrighty, he hits there. Oh, cool. The big furry man takes a bit of damage. This guy passes. And this man takes his whole 2 damage. Woo. Alrighty, Scum will go ahead and strike at the one in front of himself. Ooh, and actually I land a hit with his improvised weapon. Alrighty, Scum doing some work. The bird woman. Ooh, she can step up to there. And also make an attack. It's only 5 foot step. She reaches up and throws talons at the hobgoblin in front of her, clawing his face off. And amazingly, in this, she still does not have fucking flanking. Oh boy. And she deals. Oop. That much. Cool.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back. Progress is
I'll
steadily
hold my mic a
being
little
made.
bit further away
Hey, you're good.
so I can eat. We kill anybody?
Yes, one of the hobgoblins has gone down, and now the wave of men is beginning their attacks.
Yay!
This one attacks the soldier up top, actually gets a hit immediately, which is really good because it's gonna block off everyone basically. Alrighty, he takes down the one up top. This one next to you, Sigvard, moves up and past his ally. Tries to strike at the one in front of his friend. And misses. And this one, now this guy is dead. Move up, take his swing, and miss. Alrighty, it is this boy's turn. And he is going to bitch out. He takes the withdraw action.
Dip.
He dips.
DIP for dip.
He begins fleeing the battlefield, calling for reinforcements to arrive. But there's still a way of prison ahead of him.
It's not good.
Alrighty, these boys move up to fill the spots where they can occupy, but can do little else. Almost at full. Alright. These ones also go ahead and do similar things. That one gets a hit. Alrighty, disappointing. So close. But can his friend make up for it? That he can.
Oh.
Just have good improvised weapons. Easy.
Yep.
This one can move up to here. And all the AFOs have already been consumed, so why not? And miss. Alright. This one moves here, and this one moves here, and that is them done. Alright, Rusty. There is a man, man fleeing in order to try and alert any more guards to what's going on.
A thing. Yeah.
What will you do?
Ten. Is it free to move through people?
It is typically difficult terrain, but it's fine. You can move past and still take off the shot because you're able to reload last round.
Oh yeah. So, where's the furthest I can go? Right here.
Yes.
Okay.
There's only one spot in between you and the enemy, though, so you can take the shot off without any issue.
Yeah.
And he is not looking healthy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a normal, like, crossbow shot.
Alrighty. And with that, he begins fleeing into the distance, but you're able to take one final shot into the back of his head as he collapses to the ground.
Nice.
Alrighty. Cadril, it is yours.
I'm gonna move up here. You said the AOs have already been
Yeah,
consumed, yeah?
he has no AFOs left.
So then I will... yeah, I'll spin around and attack this guy. So that'll be 17, 18, 19 to hit.
Yeah,
13.
that's a hit. He loses
14, sorry.
Yeah, he loses more than his max HP and damage. And goes down. And you stand before the last remaining Hobgoblin.
Oh, wait. I also did 6.
Oh, okay. He's just outright dead now. There you go.
Why did it crit? That's weird.
That is strange. Whatever.
Oh, I fixed it.
Yeah, they have the reach to do this.
Get him!
The people surround him. But aren't able to make attacks this turn because of double movement. Flavio can move to there. He keeps an eye out for any further guards, but nothing more.
Can I yell? Can I yell something?
Oh, go ahead.
Stop him from escaping.
No, he's not going anywhere.
No. Yeah, I know. Don't kill him.
Oh, right. We want to keep one on that.
We can yeah, we can always kill him after, but like maybe get some more information about what's waiting for us outside.
Alright, so you call us all out. And in response, Cadril, you are the only one really prepared for this kind of action as you see what's about to happen. Rusty calls out that you're going to keep him alive. And he pulls out a dagger and reaches for his own throat. Can you give me a combat maneuver check? Alright. you're able to grab the blade out of his hand before he's able to slay himself, to spare you of any information. He stares on defiantly, but is unable to do anything else for this turn. Sigva, you're the only one who really has action here, so feel free. Otherwise, we can call the combat there.
Yeah, we're just keeping him alive, right? We seem to have him pretty bodied, so...
He is currently completely surrounded.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and just...
Restrain him.
Yeah. I'm sure we can find something to restrain him with.
Yeah, in a prison.
Wow, are you telling me you don't have, like, a bunch of spare shit just lying around? Worry not, guys, you have all the torch tools you could possibly need.
Just hand him over to the soldiers. And then after a while, just ask him a question.
Alrighty. And with that, this battle is won. And in the distance, you can tell there is sunlight. There is freedom waiting just in a little bit of the distance. Soon, you'll be out of this place and into the fort beyond. And with that, we will call it to be the end of the session.
Yay.
Hope everyone enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Finally getting all the people we freed out.
Yeah, there is with the positive speeches you made and like the couple people you did rescue nice and early on. That you can tell all the solitary cells were the ones that had like people who were being kept alone to prevent any sort of hope spreading.
Yeah.
And by freeing them, you've definitely amassed a number of allies.
I can see that. That's good.
And if you're going to just like hand over the man to everybody else, I will go ahead and let you just see the map itself for the time being. This is purely for your own planning sake. This is the general layout of the fort before you as you're able to exit the prison. You guys will be exiting from just around here. Each square is 15 feet.
Oh, okay.
This is much larger than the map itself shows. And you can tell it's been a bloody sight. This is just from what you'll be able to get from the guard before you physically exit. So you can use some information to plan as need be.
There's 15-foot long.
Ballistas.
Piles of blood, exactly.
Yeah.
But yes, I'll let you guys gather the full details sometime next week, but you can look over this general map in order to help plan what you want to do for later. I may get some more players in and see what we do from there, or if you guys want to go back and explore through the dungeon/prison, that's up to you. But you can work with this for the time being.
That's weird. I'm just, Oh, I see. Okay.
You good?
I saw that he did the holy strike damage thing, and I was like, oh, I should do that for sneak attack damage. Instead of trying to make a bunch of weapon profiles.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's much easier. You just uncheck everything and just have it do damage. I forgot that I left the crit multiplier on there. That's why.
Wait, how do you do that?
You just create a new weapon,
Mhm.
and then if you go in, there's like a checkbox next to attack. Just uncheck that, and it won't roll an attack.
Yeah, it just does damage.
And then just do damage 1d6. Select the dash for the add in because you don't want to add in your strength.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, well,
and then
there's a
Yeah.
bonus dice with parentheses no crit, and I just put the formula for sneak attack in there.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
It looks
But
like
the thing is, so you're still doing crit though. You got to delete
I
the.
think- I did, but I think that's just there in case you crit, like with the thing, like in case it's
No, yeah.
something that I like. I think it's giving. Well, regardless, the left number is always right.
Yeah, like we won't worry about it regardless because we always know the sneak attack can't crit.
But hey, you can do it more than once. in the turn.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer that kind of line of thing, but that's me.
But the fifth
Sorry.
edition version where you can only do it once, but get to
Yeah.
yeah, they have their merits.
Don't worry, guys. If you really feel like it, you can go off and you can try and do Mythic, and then you can get Mythic stuff. Good luck.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
But Mythic Sneak Attack lets you crit with Sneak Attack. Don't do it. It's not worth it, trust me.
Mythic is a headache.
Yes. It takes some very specific paths to go down in order to actually acquire Mythic.
Last time I was Mythic, I picked one of the players on my team picked the thing that lets you jump like 10 miles. And he just would deliver messages to other towns by running and jumping off the main street.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Mythic is stupid. Mythic is making your character into an anime protagonist, and it's so stupid.
Did you ever play Morrowind?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Morrowind?
Yes.
The Scroll
Yeah.
of Icarian Flight.
Yep.
How much is it again? Sorry, for the sessions?
Oh, I just do 10 USD.
Okay.
I need to do that. I was gonna do it,
$1.
but I wasn't sure. And I
Okay.
have never sent,
Money via PayPal, don't worry, I feel you.
well, via the email thing. The other
Yeah.
sessions I have, he sends me an invoice for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm lazy.
Sorry, I just... Where was it? It was somewhere.
Alrighty. Well, I'll leave you guys to plot and ruminate over the next week. For the time being, I gotta head off. Hope you guys have a good night, though.
Alright.
Yeah, I have to go.
You too, man.
Alright. See you.
Good night, all.
See ya.
Bye.
Night.
See ya.